And then I press this button.
We can make it Dark Souls.
And
No, that's when we get to. That's when we get to Gestalt, Max. That's when we get to Gestalt.
Power dodge. Power dodge. Alright. Tabletalkers, Devious dealing 6. What the fuck happened last time? Somebody want to fill me in when last we left our heroes?
Got drunk.
I murdered someone.
No, you didn't. They're
I
alive.
almost murdered someone.
That's more accurate.
I only had 1 cup of ale.
I
You
got
got
to be a
drunk?
furry dragon and dance a lot.
I attempted murder.
Yeah, that seems about right.
We made money.
We're just gonna
Not really that-
haul it all the way
not that-
around.
That's what
Oh.
it was.
We did have the passing of the letter between Vashnir and the realization of, oh, yeah, no, we can't physically help them at the moment. It's going to take like 2 months of walking to get where we want to go for that.
They're really fucking far away.
We'd have to travel across 2 countries.
Well, they took a teleportation thing from that town, which is about as cheap as you think it is.
So no.
Yeah.
Could always just steal the materials. Hold the wizard captive.
Ah, yes.
I'm sure they won't teleport you into the fire plane.
No, never.
No.
Right.
What is that tuning fork for? Nothing.
So, without further ado, let's take you guys back to, I believe you were about to be debriefed by Valen over what he'd actually managed to find about stuff while you guys were having your thing.
Yeah, we had just gotten back and just sent him the message.
Right.
Of asking where he was, and he said he might have a lead.
So, sometime later, Valen will go to your guys' room, because you still had the rooms until a little bit later. And that's as good a place as any to actually talk with people. Walk in.
Semi-privacy.
Selena probably smells pretty bad still, or did you get that cleaned up?
I'm assuming whenever I was making my costume that I cleaned up.
Alright.
Also, just a reminder, I got a nat 20 on my costume.
Well, that's fine. Your costume is to look like your twin, so your natural 20 effectively equates to do hair
Shorter
differently.
hair.
Yes.
Look, she found some scissors in the trash and cut her hair a bit, okay?
Ah, that and the gunk. Perfect.
They will never know.
So he'll walk in. Overview you all kind of.
She did one of those Grand Theft Auto haircuts where her hair just got longer.
It's a magical place, that Fantasy LA.
Indeed it is. Has many wondrous things to be found.
Valen comes in holding a little notepad, and then he looks up and is kind of taken aback by the sight of his sister / him standing there. Okay, gauging by the chuckle, I'm assuming that's you, sister. Why are you not you?
It's a long story.
You're probably getting framed.
Have fun. Can't you have been, I don't know, anyone else?
You had clothes here.
I guess that means I'm not getting those back either. Alright. Well,
I don't think you want them back.
okay. Well, while you were off having fun, I've been doing some investigation work, because that's stuff I'm really good at. Effectively, I probably don't need to explain how I got things, just the end process, right? Right.
No, explain
Admittedly-
everything.
I would say I'm admittedly slightly curious.
Alright.
Actually, I'm more than slightly curious.
So we knew we
What
had
does it
to...
equate to? I talked to somebody.
Not quite, because where we are, what we're dealing with, people wouldn't exactly be given straight answers. I didn't really want to play that game too much, so I just found the actual documentations.
That works as well.
Yeah, one thing's about these, seller types, they like to keep logbooks.
Religiously. That's how they notice if anything goes missing, or they skim some stuff off the top.
So we were looking for the import of this blight steel stuff, right?
From Galadrius, if I'm correct.
Well, all of it's coming from there because that's where they have the source at. But it's been mainly hidden along other shipments. Every now and then one would arrive with a larger thing, but those were few and far between. The important thing is that they would all be, through one factor or another, moved to a certain warehouse, and then they would go from there.
Question on that.
Go on.
Were they actually marked as part of the cargo?
Yes.
Or were they just stashed?
They were marked as cargo. It's
Under,
not illegal to have, you just can't have too much of it.
Small amounts at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. Just trying to see what we can find. What enchantment you seem to be under makes it rather difficult to get any information parsed out.
Well, effectively that... Basically, it's just information about things that we can't make public. So say if whatever force was with the thing. So honestly, sister, if you really want to do something sneaky, find something that we can't talk about, and then find someone you can talk about it with. That'll basically guarantee that they're actually a part of it.
Wait, so you can't talk about it unless you already know about it?
Unless you already know about it, yeah.
And that doesn't mean particularly your side of the story.
Exactly.
Yeah, but how would we know what to talk about?
Well,
Because
not
whatever
you,
they-
it would just
we
be
find
she or
it.
I.
If we find any of it and they suddenly can understand what they're saying, that means we found it.
Precisely.
They might also go stab you in the back alley, though.
Well,
That's-
it's probably going to force a confrontation unless we play it in a certain way, and especially if you all act as though you don't understand what was just said. That'd be a dead giveaway, but it would basically be a good way to confirm things. So it... double-edged sword.
For you two, you'll have to keep us updated on the situation if you meet somebody who can, because we cannot hear.
Well, I imagine that goes something like, oh shit, this one.
We could have a code word.
Is it, oh shit, this one?
Yeah.
Ah, good code word, sister.
Could it be
Yeah.
something like what? Sassafras? No, I'm
What's
just
the
kidding. We could use oh fuck this one, but that'd be rather obvious in stating that we know them.
In
What's the
fairness...
sassafras?
Yeah, go ahead, what is a sassafras?
You know what? Matt's blinking on it right now, so I can't answer that. I
Sister?
want to say it's a grass. I don't know why, but I want to say it's some kind of grass.
Real
I know you
world,
can
I
make
have
tea
no
out of
idea.
it.
It's a type of plant or grass or herb or something like that, right?
I know you can make
I'm-
tea out of it. That's it.
Pretty sure it's a tree that you use the roots from.
It's an aromatic tree used in tea.
Oh,
Sometimes.
okay, seriously, I'm about to Google this shit now.
I was way ahead.
Apparently, well, that's a good thing.
From
I
outside
just
sources,
removed
a
it.
type of
Yeah.
molasses. I don't know how accurate that is.
Alright, so that's that. Looking into the things that own the warehouse, apparently a few weeks ago they lost a very important shipment of some kind. And they've been trying to hire mercenaries to get something from there.
Do we want to look to see if we can get on it?
Well, that would be my idea, either as a way to get in, or some sort of a bargaining tool. If what they're looking for is as important as some of these bounties make it seem, and he'll pull out one and it's just, retrieve this one artifact, 10,000 gold.
Quite the sum.
Exactly.
Why don't we do the
Some
bounties? I mean,
What'd you say
10,000
there,
gold.
Uzal?
Why don't we just do the bounties?
Well-
10,000 gold. I feel like that would really help us in our adventures. Plus, we would know a little bit of the actual, like.
Well, that was the idea just proposed, was to participate in these bounty hunts.
I thought they
Let's see what we
wanted
can find
mercenaries
a
for the
little bit.
warehouse.
No, they want
That-
mercenaries to collect this bounty, that's why they're doing that.
Oh, I completely misheard what you just said.
That's
Sorry.
okay. It's sorry. It's probably the accent.
It does get a bit confusing on occasion.
Yeah, one to talk.
Ah. What do you mean? I think
Alright.
I'm perfectly eloquent and audible.
The fuck was that?
Did he just die? Did Snowball just get shanked in the neck? Have we been talking too long?
He was one of the artifacts that needed to be collected.
Robert, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if that was a silly noise or a sick noise.
Silly.
Okay.
It felt appropriate for the moment.
Just go full Scottish. Full thick Scottish.
Let's not. We need to mix. Okay.
We also don't want to
Sorry.
make the whole Scottish community mad at you.
I know.
So, I guess we have two options here. We go in there as the type to try to, like, actually spycraft it, get stuff like that. And then I use it as, like, a bargaining tool to acquire it. Or just go acquire it. And then go from there, I guess.
Well, acquiring it seems like a good plan to have, but it seems more fortune and luck needed on our part. Whereas we can do spy work and look for it around the same time.
Well, the spy work's more for stopping what they're currently doing as opposed to acquiring them more things.
Ah, espionage over spying. I see.
We were talking about different accents.
If you have
I was
a
actually using Uzod's voice. He'd be
preference
hard to
for
understand,
it,
too.
do tell me. I imagine that the safer one would be to go along with them, possibly utilize their resources if they're offering for it, just be a mercenary company. And then once we have it, I don't know, double cross or something?
So we run
Assume-
another scam on people. Scams are fun sometimes.
Not so much a scam, so much as high stakes trade.
High stakes trade. That does sound much better, but it effectively is the same thing in this case. We could push it closer to blackmailing, because what by threatening with something they want?
It's blackmail at West.
Or what we can do is, I know you said double cross, so like act like we're part of them, and then boom, all of a sudden we're not. What we could do is do the triple cross to get even deeper to see more of what they're actually doing, because being hired mercenaries, they're not going to let us in very deep. So what we can do is be hired on as mercenaries, get this item, have someone in our group be like, haha, I got you, you're not going to get this. And then the rest of the party be like, haha, we knew there was a rat in the system, and it was you. And air quotes, eliminate that person. But really just have them on the back burner to assist us further, which would grant us access to get even deeper into knowing what they are going, what they're actually doing.
I'll be honest, your plan sounds complicated, but if you think it'll work, we'll see. Whatever the case, they all start with...
things.
Whatever the case, they all start with us going and retrieving that thing. Do we think that we're...
Fair. Small
Go on.
flaw for the other plan. You assume they won't take the person out as well along with you on that last plan. Just to throw it out there so we're not murdering it, or if we do, keep it in mind.
Yeah, that
Well-
bit kind of ends with one of us either being extradited or hunted for God knows how long.
Or dead, depending on the importance.
Well, by calling
Silencing
them out,
information
then we can falsify their trust by like having an item that just simply teleports the person away. We can simply try and convince them that it's an item that teleports them to a precise location that meets their like inside a volcano or something like that. Like that will basically it teleports them to their death.
Pretend to feed them to the bag.
Basically,
Well, there is
yes.
no pretending to feed them to the bag. I think if we stick our hand, you touch the bag, you're going in.
It's just sitting
Well-
there menacingly on his hip.
there's that bag. Couldn't we also come across a bag that looks very similar to it? Basically, use yours as an example that would destroy whatever you toss in it, and then put them in the actual like bag that will hold them without killing them.
Does anyone here have enough to actually acquire a bag of holding in this town?
Not
would I know
here.
holdings, Eric?
What?
Would I know anything about bag of holdings, specifically the air fact?
Well, the air fact is basically you're fine for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You
Just
also
was
know that
curious if-
Valen is absent-minded and has one right in front of you.
I did not know I was aware of that fact. Actually, Matt was not even aware of that fact. Well, I feel stupid now. My notes have failed me.
It is not a bag of infinite daggers. That's it. It is a bag of infinite daggers.
Might as well be. Well, I don't think the person who would retrieve it would be me. One, I don't want to be the target. I, unlike most of you, can't really take much of a hit. And two, I don't think I would fit in your bag.
I don't know if you want the natural Uzat's voice, but I can take a hit for the most part. Not too many, but I'm
My friend, I
pretty-
feel like many more than myself.
I think
I
we're
have
about
made-
5 steps ahead. First, whatever the hell it
We
is
have to-
they want is worth an awful lot to them. So it probably means that it's very difficult to acquire.
Along with
Likely
the
so.
plan that I tossed out, we can also get paid along with getting deeper into their system.
That's assuming they pay for it, yeah. And not
Oh
something
god, I
else.
hope they pay for it. And
Oh,
then
come on, run a spy espionage style. Do you really think they'll pay us?
They could just
Was that-
kill us.
Exactly.
With that much, also there'll be other people going for it first as well. People already on it.
Well, if you're going for the
Right,
hire
we should get
yourselves
up and
in
go.
plan, then I imagine that doing that you might be able to prove your worth as something, depending on how they work.
And if
Falsify
you're wanting to
and
do
pull
my stuff, you can count
Ooh.
me out. I'm not going to be any good for that.
I'm gonna go for. Oh, I missed that. What'd you say, Robert?
You can count me out for any spy and espionage stuff. I won't be any good for that.
Well, can you speak well?
I can speak well, but
That's all you need.
but if you haven't noticed, I can make an ass of myself pretty quick.
Well, trust me. Take it from one person who is like similar. If you can speak, you can get in anywhere. It's just a matter of finding the right words.
Or in this case, the lack of them. Just be the group's magic person.
There's that as well.
The strong, silent type.
I did have something I wanted to check up though. If you guys are going to be doing any kind of reconnaissance that you won't need me for, being a 300-pound block of dwarf, and you guys may need to be quiet somewhere. Vashnir had requested aid due to stuff. I was going to see if any of the gnomes in the court could send some kind of aid in that matter.
Oh, with the worm parasite assault.
Yeah.
I'd imagine you might be able to get yourself some very expensive mercenaries, but I imagine that Vashnir's father already has that.
I'm not
But
looking
would the
for
gnomes
mercenaries.
motivate themselves to it? Has it impacted the gnomes any?
Not yet. I'm not looking for mercenaries. I'm looking for heroes. If you can find someone with a good heart, that might make the difference there more so than someone who's just looking to line their pockets.
Noble thought. Hopefully, here has some of them still. Maybe not everybody's driven just by money. That would be quite nice.
Okay, so from what I understand, we need to go basically to the bounty contact on this thing. Get yourself signed up as a group, and then just do what they tell you, I guess.
Well, step one in any of these plans does seem to be get there and start looking first.
Well, I
Does it
suppose
actually say what we're looking for?
it's one of those details will be given out that type of deal.
As the need to know information. Always fun.
Basically, that means that whatever it is they've lost, they don't want everyone knowing about it.
I'm curious, do they make you sign contracts for these?
We're in Kinglegrad.
so,
The
how-
answer is yes.
How binding can they be?
That changes drastically depending on who it is you're working for. This kind of coin, probably quite.
Ha.
And if we're dealing with any devil stuff, it might be more. It might be dealing with more than coin.
That's a possibility.
Any potential of the fiendish sorts does include a danger. The frog. The frog.
Maybe.
I can do nothing, I am sorry.
He's
I am powerless in the face of this frog.
He's angry.
Okay, so yes, get to then. We probably should read the fine print very closely before we finalize our agreement, though. The devil is in the details, especially in these sorts of things.
Alright then, you guys want to finish up whatever it is you want to finish up, and then we'll head toward it. According to the bounty, it's being given at one of the dock stalls.
I have nothing pressing left for today. What about any of you?
Not necessarily.
Hangovers worn off. I'm good.
Well, let's just go see what we can sign up for. Wait. Stonewall, I have a question. Can you
Go on.
swim?
No, I told you that before that I can't swim.
I thought I vaguely remembered it, but I thought I would ask.
I sink very quickly.
That makes things a bit more difficult for you, but we probably could still get the help.
It was an interesting way that Saltmire came up with at one point that we'd cast light on an axe, and I'd just walk down to the river, and I'd just walk in, and then we'd gather clamshells and other such seafood variants from rivers that could be gathered up really easily.
How long can you hold your breath?
A few minutes.
Huh. Alrighty then.
That not
I
the,
should
deep,
really
not the
feel
deepest
very
riverbed. Not the deepest riverbed. Just walk down there with an axe, split it up, and gather some stuff. Walk back up.
Well, perhaps we can make use of that during this.
Am I being picked up fully? It looks like my light's going off in the middle of speech a lot.
I think it's transmitting fine.
I haven't
I
heard
can hear
any
you
like
just fine.
sudden breaks or catches.
Okay.
Well, maybe we can use that to help find our way through a bit quicker. Cast you like a bit of an anchor and haul you up with a rope.
Well, if there's nothing else, then I guess I'll show you guys where the workstation is.
Probably for the best.
So, are you gonna keep being me, sister?
For now.
Alright, I mean, we're just going into something where we might possibly be in an espionage situation with, you know, people that have been known to do bad things to people, and you're walking around as me.
There's also the fact that you're very closely in appearance right now, therefore won't hide much of anything.
I guess I could change.
Maybe a case of maybe a case of if one of you did something wrong, they'd just blame both of you.
That's even worse, somehow.
I wouldn't put it past them.
But very possible.
2 for 1 execution. They'd never pass it up. So Nina, are you changing your costume?
All right then.
Oh, yeah.
What are you changing it to?
She's Yorick now.
Just small.
No, stilts.
Yeah.
Stilts. You're also gonna get like those like arm grabby things. Reach
Yes.
grabbers. Because I have gorilla arms.
Stilts and grabby mouths.
Sounds like a hell of a setup.
She is going to cut her hair.
Oh,
Sad days.
you could just get a hat.
She has a lot of hair.
It could be a big hat.
Big hat.
Yeah, of course.
I like
Is
to
there a
think you
way
brought
that-
this up after she already took a hunk of it and just went chop.
Just wait for it. Just hear the first shlick. You know, thinking on it now.
I'll leave that to you whether or not that's real, Max.
Max or Matt? Because now I'm wondering if I did it.
Well, actually,
Max is gonna
probably a little
Max
bit
is
of both.
gonna cut her hair. She's gonna cut her pigtails off.
And then York with his hat idea.
And now she's gonna put a hat on.
See, hats are nice. On most people.
Have a preference of hat.
I'm thinking like a post boy hat.
Alright.
Do you need a bag?
And she's going to try to find like a vest or something and some slacks.
Okay.
And bugbears are hairy, right?
Yes.
She's going to go up to the bugbear and she's going to cut a piece of his
No.
fur off.
What? No.
And she's going to glue it to her face.
No, I disagree with this heavily. What are you doing? No. Snip.
Snip. And she's going to glue it to her face. Now she has a mustache.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Well, I guess I can't call you sis anymore. So what's your
I gotta-
name?
I got a 23 also, so it's a really good mustache.
It's just
So, what's your name then, my mustachioed friend?
Sam.
Wait.
Sam.
Are you sure it's not suspicious?
It should be Mr. Sister.
Or simply mustache. Who does your facial hair?
My barber.
Right. Well, come along.
The silence for that one. I see how it is.
Oh, Max, do you work tomorrow?
Yeah. Always.
I may come by and pay for trim.
Across town?
For later stuff. Later.
I mean, I generally would say what.
Do you work
Okay.
some?
I said we could sort this out later. A little bit.
Fair enough. Yes.
Fake name Sam. Yes.
I'll try to remember. Probably forget. Okie dokie. You
The
guys,
thing is to call her every name but Sam. Be like, ah, yes,
Alex.
Daniel,
Insert other androgynous name.
Alexander, how are you
No,
today?
you can't add the Alexander. Androgynous
Alex.
names, right? Androgynous.
Oh,
Literally,
no big words.
literally every old man, whenever I tell them my name is Max, they go, "Ah, yes, I would like to have Samantha cut my hair." and I have to explain to them my name's not Samantha, and they go, well, I know it's a boy's name.
They don't drop the Maxine.
Well, that's the second question. Is your name Maxine?
No, it's Maxwell.
Ah! Okay. Valen leads you guys down to the docks. Docks, very busy. You can tell that this is quite obviously a hub of a lot of commercial activity. You're led to a semi-official looking office. Like, it doesn't look like this is some random whatever. This looks like it's city proper stuff. But that could mean many things given how this city works.
Could just be a very rich individual or
Yeah.
company.
Private-owned company.
Can you smell it? I think I can.
Well, the thing about
But the rock
hyper-capitalistic
is good.
societies, they don't pay taxes.
It's curious to say rampant capitalism.
Do not pay
Which is the
taxes.
game called? What is the game called? Zero-sum mercantilism.
Well, they yell about that in Bioshock. But you go inside the building, and Valen holds up the bounty thing. And the clerk at the table will look at him and go, "Alright, so it looks like you're trying to sign up your group for the bounty on the notice there?" "Yes, we are." "Alright. Well, allow me to run away for a moment, and I'll get something for you all to sign. It's your basic bounty agreement of somewhat sensitive matters stuff. I should tell you that this is a slightly competitive bounty, so as to, well, encourage competition. So other groups may get to do it first, in which case you'll receive nothing."
But of course, if you don't have the object of desire, why would you get paid?
"Yeah, you should be fine. Wait here a moment. I'll be right back." A look of horror will cross Valen's face, and he'll look to you all and go, they just said they're signing us up as a group."
Indeed.
"We don't have a name."
We came expecting that, didn't we?
"Well, yeah, but I didn't think of names." I mean, they'll probably
Have we
automatically
been
assign
traveling
one.
together long enough to earn a name?
I don't know. We just gotta figure
no.
up some bullshit so they can have it for their legalese.
The Bandaloos.
What?
The Bandaloos. A bit on the nose, don't you think, Usat? A band of random adventurers, intrepid adventurers, the Bandaloos.
Listen, I already did my smart piece for today. I'm out.
I have done mass smart for Daddy.
You have checked out your daily brain quota. Fulfilled. A name for this group. Well, I'd say something about small folk, but not all of us are small folk.
The clerk returns a moment later. "Alright, now if I could just get all of your names on this agreement here, and if you have one, your adventuring party name, because they like to have those for reasons of fame and fortune. If you do not have a name, one will be assigned to you."
Don't worry, we are the Bandaloos.
Civis.
How do you spell that?
Which one, the Bandaloos or Civis?
Either one. Wait, you don't have a consolidation?
No.
A name had
Civis
not really been considered until you just brought this up.
But if it's going to cause animosity between the group, you'll be automatically assigned one. You can...
No, I got it. BAND hyphen A hyphen LUS. Bandaloos.
Civis was just the first letters of each of our names.
I I imagine that you're kind of looking over the paperwork. Looking at it, it's your basic, like, you will not talk about the thing you acquire on this mission. You will do as blah 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 blah. If there's anything in particular you're looking to look at, do tell me.
A bit of a question. Does this seem a magically enforced contract or just a legally binding contract?
Would you like to try to arcana it?
Sure. Let's absolutely do that. That'd be great.
Sniff it for
I would
magic.
like to assist.
Sniff it for magic with advantage, as Stonewall holds it closer to your magic sniffer.
Stonewall
No,
has Arcana
my
proficiency. He reads multiple languages. He can help.
That was that. That is plus 3, 4. Plus 4. 20 total.
20 total. It doesn't seem to be enchanted magically.
Okay. That's all. I was just concerned. Seemed like a valid issue that might come up.
Reading through it, though, you do notice that under threat of other mercenaries coming to silence you, kind of like clauses in there.
Ooh.
And
Don't fuck up or we fuck you up. I understand.
and the contract ends upon giving the item.
Upon
Correct.
item being found.
Upon delivery, you shall be paid, and your contract is, well, still in force for the
Information privacy.
yes. There's a specific term that I
Understandable.
forgot. Use it on film sets all the times. Confidentiality.
Oh, that's it. Seems reasonable enough. At least to me. Do any of you have any objections?
Not necessarily.
So you're not going to go with the auto assigned, and you actually have a name this time? You going with it?
Of the two, I did prefer Civis over to Vandaloos. Sorry, Rain.
I like Bandaloos.
Yeah, it seems like you still have some tension within the group. You can figure that out later. For this instant, you're going to be Group 17.
Okay. Probably for the best. If we find out a group name later, can we change it on the contract to match accordingly?
Your next contract, Group 17, is going to be
Okay.
the one to do this one.
Okay. That's all I was hoping for. Look to the rest of them, but now we must discuss and deliberate.
I've seen no flaws in our group name.
I don't know what we have to talk about. I think Bandaloos is a great name.
It's
Can you just
definitely
picture it, Eric? We make it late game, get presented to a king. This is the Bandaloos.
Listen, Vox Machina was the shit kickers for an unholy amount of time.
I know.
Listen, someone just pulls out a loot, they'll never know. You know, the word band's in the name. We could be anything.
In my opinion, I think that's up there with the banking.
Oh my god. Now I must debate this myself. Now you just see fucking conflict on Yorick's face now in the name of
And
Civis
with
sounded, but now I'm getting decided. Oh well,
with
for a later date.
this,
For a later date.
you're all officially under our employment. Confidentiality agreement is currently active. If you'll follow me, please, I'll put you along with the other people that were sending the goods and the transportation to get there.
Ah, that was my other question. Transportation. Good to hear. Makes life much easier for us.
And they get up and they flip their little name tag just to where, not name tag, little nameplate on their desk, just the other way around to where there's no one there. And then they start heading toward the back of the area, opening a door and gesturing for you all to follow them into a stairwell. Heading down a bit.
So how,
Go on.
Oh no, I was
So
thinking,
how
of
long-
course, Oh, sorry.
so how long a travel are we looking for?
Your actual travel time, once everyone's gathered, will not be very long. But the means of which you're getting there is included in the confidentiality agreement.
There.
You did say 17 for us, right, Eric?
Yes, you're now Group 17.
That's
This
a
was
boring
right.
name.
I'm writing stuff
Just
out
like
so
a-
I know it.
Just like our robot.
Not
Amazing.
17s. Perhaps they saw the 17 on his armor plate and just went with it.
They too have naming issues, I understand.
Well, yeah, they're at their core played by me. I can't name for shit.
We're really only group number 5, but because of
We
the
could be-
17, they're like, ah, yes, number 17. Perfect.
We could be Civis 717.
Worked for me.
Or just throwing some
Some
ideas out. We could be the
we can just-
Vandaloos.
Good. We can discuss while working. 2 birds, 1 stone, all that jazz. You know, now that I wonder, why was that the phrase 2 birds with 1 stone? Have you ever seen somebody kill 2 birds with 1 stone?
I think Saltmire did it at one point. I'm not sure though.
I
If
feel
it
like
was a
there's
magic
story
trick or not.
No magic, just a skill. 2 birds with 1 stone. Do you just take them out in one line? Do you ricochet?
Well, they do travel
I feel
in
like-
V's.
I feel like a
You
giant just picked up one big stone and throws it and hits the whole herd.
I feel like that'd be more than 2, though.
It did just say 2. It never said you could have more, but it never said you could have more. I feel like that one's up for interpretation.
Having a conversation as you go down the stairs. They eventually lead you to another door at the bottom of the stairs, and opening it up, you see what appears to be a ship, but it doesn't look quite right. It looks like it has some parts of it that are either meant to expand or fold or do something weird. And you see a number of other mercenary type groups kind of standing around on the deck and around it.
I feel like
Is
we
this
by
what I
far
think
look like the least rugged and chiseled of them.
Rugged and chiseled, yes. You guys really don't have that
Okay,
aesthetic.
yeah.
Well, except for you. You look like you're literally carved out of stone.
But we have personality.
And a rock.
And a rock. That one is hard to argue with.
Put some googly eyes on him. Alright. This is your semi-standard fast travel ship. Don't worry too much about it. There'll be some bloops and the blaps, and then things will get really dark, and then you'll be somewhere else, and then you'll be where you're supposed to be.
The friendship.
Now that one, this looks severely different from that. That one was a lot of bioorganic stuff. This one looks purely
I know.
mechanical.
No,
I
think
know,
we're
but
both aware.
Yeah.
It's just the thought.
Same technology base. Magic base. Both bases.
Man, it's like stealing that ship had consequences for this campaign.
They were... No, whenever you guys were there, you were already finding people that they were fighting in the other... Don't worry about it.
Oh.
What's happening? Regardless. The-
Let's just never invade that island.
So,
now it's old.
Under any hostile terms.
forwards. We just wait here. Time to go. Do you have any idea on the estimation of how long it might be before we partake in our journey?
Essentially, they're just collecting people till probably about the end of the day. I imagine they'll send somebody around with rations of food. Just don't touch anything you're not supposed to touch, and you should be fine.
Will they tell us that we're not supposed to touch it?
You're not supposed to touch anything except the floor.
Okay.
What about a seat?
Seats are fine, unless they look important.
Don't sit in the
But
captain's
what if it
chair.
looks
Todd.
very comfortable? Not the captain's chair. I will avoid the captain's chair, for I am not the captain. But what if it looks very comfortable?
Well, that might be fine, but someone else might want it more, and you're kind of surrounded by individuals that, you know, fight and kill things for a living.
What does that mean? You don't think I can defend myself? Because I can't. You're right.
I feel like you would be a lot stronger with the name of Vandaloo.
They do a quick nod.
You're
All right,
really pushing for that, aren't you, Uzat?
don't do anything stupid. If you guys are the ones that actually bring it in, I get a bonus. So, do good. And then they go away.
Well, now I feel obligated. Wait, what is your... Oh, wait, we'd ask.
Probably on the contract.
They took the contract, didn't they? Yes,
Oh,
they did.
absolutely.
Do we have a copy? Can I, like, scan for a name?
No.
Because now I know how to go hound. No? Okay. I will just have to commit them to memory and go hound them later.
You meander your way onto the actual deck. This is a proper ship. Like, it's not like maximum occupancy 20. This thing is probably what equates to a cargo ship.
Made for very large number of individuals.
Yeah. And it is being loaded up with people at the moment.
Find a little bit out of the way spot on the way there. Like, just where we probably won't be, like, immediately listened in on.
Okay.
I want to ask Valen, Valen, question for you. Did your information perhaps give you any indication to what we are looking for?
No, they were really very cagey about that. I imagine they'll tell
Okay.
you once we get there.
I was hoping, but we have yet to be given any information, so I thought I would inquire on that one. It's very hard to look for something when you don't know what you're looking for, isn't it?
The one bit that I did get was that it was lost during some sort of a ship accident. So it's probably something involving water that we're going toward.
I had assumed you mentioned that earlier, so I thought we might, but was hoping for more. Hopefully, they give a better description of the item itself.
Yeah, they're being very tight-lipped about this, which honestly probably means that it's legal.
Also means that
At
be
least
careful of the target
Yeah.
put on us. What do you think the chances are of other people partaking in this that don't necessarily going through the legal channels?
Probably quite high.
That was my thought as well. Don't like being right on this one. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully we're both wrong.
Well, it's okay. We're just trying to get a whole bunch of what I am probably assuming are a bunch. We're just trying to get to something before what I'm assuming are a bunch of cutthroat mercenaries acquire it. And then secret it away before they catch it, because they want their prize money.
That would be less than ideal.
Yeah, we're all clever sorts, right? We can figure this out.
Do I look like a particularly clever man?
Beggars and choosers.
Yes. Thank you for the vote of confidence.
With an axe in the ground.
That's just normal dwarvish stuff. That has nothing to do with confidence. Well, hopefully it shall be a fruitful endeavor then. I don't think our friend here will be much help, but I'm gesturing to our robotic companion.
Well, if it's somewhere underwater, more than likely, if they don't want us all to die, they'll have some sort of water-breathing thing, so he may actually be incredibly useful because he won't have to swim.
You just sink to the bottom.
Yeah.
Just to be sure, just a message to him. You don't need air, do you?
He'll just shake his head no.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure. Stranger things have occurred, and it's best to have bases covered. Well, that might make you very useful there as well, then, Stonewall. Being able to just walk along the bottom.
Yeah, but I gotta get back up.
Walk up the side, or we tie a rope off to you and try to drag you out. We do have a very strong friend.
He's got to get back up too.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I bet we can find a way to rope you all in.
You
Do
find
the
his-
other people around look like they're equipped for any kind of diving?
It looks like some of them are, but across the board it looks like they really weren't, like, aware of where they may be having to go. Just, oh, that's fucking expensive. I want a piece of that.
Just to be fair, we know about it being on the water before this. The flyer itself had no indicator on it being a dive, did it?
No.
So they can't reasonably expect us to know if they did not did not share that information beforehand. By the way, diving in the river, I've heard all kinds of fun things.
Yeah, I can't
If you see
imagine
a
that'd be
lady
great.
partially made of water, do not kiss her.
That's very specific.
It's a very bad day. It starts out great and it ends terribly.
Worked fine for Dagon.
And if you hear singing, try to ignore it, no matter how lovely it might be.
I feel like this has also worked fine for Dagon.
Not everyone can fuck Ghost and live to tell.
You guys seclude yourselves away. 17B gets a lot of attention because robot.
Wow.
But it's very much the passing. Just ooh, look at that. Some of them try to buy him. I'm assuming that you're not willing to sell the robot.
Oh.
I mean, you sold one of your friends already. I want to make sure here.
Hey, I was drunk and he said do it.
The robot's a close.
We had a
friend.
plan.
Okay.
It was a good plan.
And then the plan meant surface contact with reality.
We don't have a plan to buy back the robot
No.
yet.
Break his tiny metal heart.
Is the robot size large?
I don't know the exact size category. I think he said it was scraping like what, 10?
I think you said like 9 or 10 feet. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
large.
yeah, between weight and height, probably. Like, okay, curious.
He's a big boy.
Matt just had the funny idea of the D door and the giant robot. That's not happening.
What if you make yourself bigger first?
I don't know if I can. But it bears thinking.
You guys kind of sequester yourselves in a relatively small area. A lot of attention to the robot. Like I said, the group's coming in here. They look like they're either the go-to places fuck people up kind of people or the like spelunky type. There's just a mishmash, but there's a bunch of individuals who have signed up for this. And they are kind of sticking to like little squad configurations with the odd outlier here and there.
Curious, looking at any of them, how do many of them look very capable, or do any of them look even like as rat catchery or more rat catchery than us?
Pick a group at random, and then go ahead and, for the sake of this, make an insight check. We'll count that as your martial check ability.
Ooh, shit, that was really good. +4? It's 3. Jesus, I can do good on these rolls, 21.
Okay. The group that you kind of zero in on, it looks like it's a group of 5. And you guys are 5th level guys. It looks like these are maybe 3rd or 4th level guys.
And they look like one of the more effective ones, or middling ones?
That one looks kind of middling. There are certain, like, smaller groups or individuals that look like they're just cut from a different cloth entirely.
Interesting.
But you don't know how many of those are actual and how many of those are a front.
But are any of the ones that are straggling by themselves look worthy of note?
It's a fair point, actually, yeah. You have to
Okay.
be pretty confident to be this on your own. We could just go off this one if you want to.
Well,
Looking around.
it's just I need to determine who it is you're looking at because there's just a sea of people.
It's just a quick scan. For me at least, Stonewall might want more in depth.
Make an insight check just to find one that is real.
Would you like to do this one since you brought it up, Stonewall, or?
I'll
And
give you
then
the.
make another
give you
check
the
after
assist.
that to determine what level of real it is.
I'll give you the help action for that.
Okay, get my attention. So, make one insight and then a second one.
Yeah, make one insight to see if you manage to like find an actual one.
Of course, there's my 20 for the night. So 23 total with a net 20
Okay.
on the first one. Let's see what the next one is.
So you hone in on a group of what appear to be
17.
two humans.
Okay, and then my second roll was a 17.
17, looking at them, what they're doing. Somehow, bewilderingly, it looks like they've seen more combat than half the dwarven warrior houses.
Oh dear. I will make a mental note of that to watch for them. 2 humans. Very capable. Appearance, at least.
Not so much appearance, they look just like the other guys.
How they carry themselves and
but
stuff
just
like that.
there are small things about them.
Yeah, like how they carry themselves, little ticks, tricks, weaponry,
Yeah.
things like that. Okay. I will just mentally tag them in my brain. I'll point it out to Stonewall. Just they might be quite the competition.
I think the biggest competition might be the people that wait towards the back and steal it from someone who's already got it.
Well, they're ones to watch for, but those ones just we don't know who that'll be until we get there. At the moment, well, they look very capable. Did you hear a story about a man who almost drowned because he didn't listen to the warning earlier?
Sure, we have time.
This is my shit. I was gonna say this is my fade to black offer.
It's
Never
like, I
shit.
was about to,
I got
but
called
like,
out.
then you got called
No.
out. So like, here we go.
No.
I'll interrupt
That
it
was
when
me
I so
accepting
please.
I was accepting the fade to black, but okay.
Well, yeah, but this tortures him just a little bit more.
Oh, of course we have to torture me. What else would there be if we didn't torture me?
Show it in frost. Show it in frost.
Yes. All right. So, sailing down this river not far upstream from here, we were going down one day. Small little boat, maybe 15 of us on it. Had a couple standard sailors, not a many, maybe 5 or 6 crewmates that were passengers. Heading on, they told us pretty early on. We got talking one night, maybe first or second one along the way, and one of the men was talking about lovely singing he heard one time along, and he was so entranced by it he almost walked off. They literally lashed him to the sailing mast. Said it was the most beautiful thing he'd ever heard, as if the angels themselves had fallen from the heavens.
It was a manatee.
Well, lo and
wasn't
behold, huh?
It was a manatee, wasn't it?
I don't know. I wish I had been there to see it. If it had been a manatee, that would have been quite the mistake. But in this instance, he talked about it and gave us fair warning. Anytime we hear us singing, well, watch for it, look for its source, but never go towards it. Now, being as it was, many of people, young, brutish human, very uncooperative with the whole thing, seemed dead and determined to find it and challenge it for some reason. Later that night, a couple days later, deep end night, we happened upon it. I woke up out of my sleeping bed to a very, very pleasing lulling song. And what do you know, lo and behold, stumbling up faster than me,
You hear
head
a
up to the deck.
crackling and a sound of a very loud whistle. As your
Oh,
story
that
is
was
interrupted.
rude. I say that was rude.
They
Oh,
don't
lo and
care.
behold, heading up the deck quicker than me was that human fellow. Rushing up, sword drawn, thinking he was going to be some
You hear a
hero.
gnomish
I'm not
voice
sure why. It was
cracking
singing.
over everyone else. Obviously thaumaturged.
Yes?
Begin to say the specifics of the mission, or you can continue yours, depending on where the group's attention's lying.
Am I getting tuned out by the group or not?
Oh, I'm listening. I'm invested.
Okay.
Your
Hopefully somebody's
your
listening.
your store. You have your stories stored. I don't know if this gnome's willing to repeat himself for free.
Oh, I can hold for the moment. Just remember we're at the place where the stupid lad was rushing the deck.
Those last 2 words of your explanation there, Jackson, are probably the most true and compelling thing for the rest of the party. Okay.
I see how it is.
They will pipe up and begin the basic explanation. They'll basically just reiterate what you've been told before of the confidentiality and the things like that. And then they will go on. Alright, this artifact that we lost was lost just a few days' journey from here. We'll get there in a few hours. It is an orb. Approximately a 1.5 by 1.5 feet. Creatures in the area seem to be attracted to it, so be warned. They are likely to be hostile if you attempt to remove it or take it. As per the agreement, whichever group gets it to us first will receive the payment. The rest of you will simply be let go. And for any of you looking to make extra coin, if any of you defaults on your confidentiality agreement, whoever wants to can just go hunt them down for cost. But you all know how that goes already. Once we reach our destination, we will provide access to where we know the ship was lost. At the same time, we will give you all the ability to survive underwater for an extended amount of time. After that, getting down there and making your way to the shore, or well, after you acquire the object, you can either make your way to the shore or directly back up to the boat, whichever one works for you. Simply make sure to signal us up top of that, however it is you so please. If you do not have a signaling device, one will be provided for you. A simple loud whistle will do it. Without further ado, find yourself somewhere to sit, get yourselves ready, and we will begin the transport.
Alright. You said assumed thaumaturgy, a voice like just big loud over the crew?
Yeah.
Okay, so not likely to hear somebody talking.
No.
Eric, do you mind a bathroom break here?
Okay, sure.
Seemed good point.
But my story.
I mean, you can
Got me
continue.
started. Do you really want me to continue though? We don't have all of my whole audience. Reactive audience.
Look at this guy, refusing to tell a story if not every member of the audience is there.
Demanding my attention.
Apparently.
No, not really. No, not
Fucking
really.
prima
I can finish
donna.
that for the back.
You're being such a Leo right now. Chill out.
Well, fine. I was more saying in case other people wanted to go to the bathroom, but okay. I'm getting called out again. That's just my life, I feel like, anymore with this, but yes, to the rest of the group. So, where were we? Oh, yes, on the deck. The lads rushed up on the deck. Swords drawn, looking to be some kind of hero. I'm not sure why. He already told them they were in the water. Water at night, well, you can see how diving off a ship at night can be terrible indeed. At least I think it would be. But I'm not big on swimming, especially deep at night. Rushed up top, and immediately all the sinking got worse. Started to almost drift off. It was very comforting. Very soothing. One could almost say enchanting. Well, most of the crew was right there working along. They had no issues. Later to find out they had earplugs on hand, which was very, very useful, very clever, and oh no, I just realized I forgot my earplugs for sailing. Or dealing with the water. Well, maybe I can find something there. They had earplugs on hand, apparently having dealt with this before. And were working well enough before this fool ran up and started rushing about, before very quickly leaving his sword behind and leaning over the edge looking. Wasn't leaning over the edge, but maybe 10 seconds before we saw a bunch of watery arms lash up, grab him, and drag him over. Sinking got very intense when whatever it was surfaced briefly. Almost went in myself, but thankfully A crewmate grabbed me, but did not get him in time. I don't think I've ever seen him since. I'm going to say it's safe to assume he drowned that night, or got eaten. Found out later, asking about it. Some singing, some sirenous music's, a bit of enchantment magic laced into their voice. Ends very badly. Though one has to wonder if they have any male equivalencies. None that I've seen.
Sorry, I don't swing that way.
It's quite fine. I was more referring to our company. He just says same, potentially. Plus, who knows what each person wants. Stonewall could, Valen could, she could. Not my personal cup of tea. Very quiet people. Well, who's that? How useful do you think you'll be on the water? Can you swim?
I don't know. Never swam. before, I
Never
think.
swam. I'm gonna take that as a no, likely.
I bet I could.
But you bet you could, but you don't know if you can. We'll take that as a no until we know you can. But we'll find out pretty quickly. A few hours, in fact. So we're going to a place where at least 3 people are incapable of swimming in our group. I don't suppose either of you two are hiding out the ability to, the inability to swim. Gesturing at Sanine and Valen.
I can manage.
I never learned how to swim.
Well, we are just absolutely suited and ready for this job. All the right qualifications.
It's not like it's a race or anything.
No, not at all. Not a single bit of hurry or rush.
Like, I understand this cattle call bounty hunting thing is not exactly too abnormal, but there's just something to be said for... Alright, all of you go there, and then whichever one of you actually manages it gets paid. It creates competition between...
The competition creates motivation and speeds things up.
Yeah, but it
So I'm
also...
really glad that has something to do with it.
It stops people from working together very well. You've got that thing in the back of your mind that a random group would betray you given the chance.
In my view on that one, but maybe they're hoping that with the numbers to overwhelm it all, it'll work out better for them.
Motivation.
Plus, they probably feel like it'd be much easier to exploit agreed on a personal level than getting teamwork to speed it up.
If I had
At
to
least for
take...
no
Well,
sorts.
honestly, if I had to take a guess at it, I'd say it's less of a find one group and pay them and more of a scout thing, like I mentioned earlier.
Cannon fodder?
No, less cannon fodder, more finding the cream of the crop.
Potential. Yes, that is a possibility. They did say creatures would be attracted and drawn to it. So be prepared for potentially very dangerous interactions.
And it's not like
fact-
we're going somewhere normal where, you know, the creatures coming might not be all that bad. We're at the bottom of, well, potential bottom of the fucking Great River. And that's a different world.
Can't many oceanic things swim upriver to it?
Many things can. The river's way too big, like, just above game. It's as good as a sea. It's just the fact that it cuts through the entire continent, they call it a river.
Okay. It's effectively just like, okay, good to know.
Yeah. So there's literally nothing out of the ability to be there.
Just huge and takes up a ton of space.
Yeah.
Well, if it is a scout, maybe we'll catch their eye. Hopefully it is then. Hopefully we do well enough searching. I do less searching for items and more running with items, so I don't have quite the experience for this.
Well, we've been told that it's some sort of an old thing, so it can roll.
Or a foot and a half in a shipwreck that's a few days old in a river with what I assume is very, very heavy currents.
So if they're going to drop us at the normal shipwreck spot, I guess we need to find the bottom and then just go down a hill, or with the current, or with something. Probably these
Well, I would
caves.
assume we'd actually have to be looking for crates as before, even more so now if they think it'll be in this area, maybe. Because otherwise, if it was just an orb rolling, I think it'd be gone. Wouldn't you?
Needle in a haystack.
Needle in a hayfield, it feels like.
A little bit.
I think this is more than just a stack. It needs...
Well, at the very least, it has its own magnet.
Kind of.
The creature thing.
Yeah. I'm wondering, though, with the sea this size. Head to the densest population of animals or creatures. That'll be wonderful.
Maybe if they snap out of it, they'll eat each other first.
One can hope.
Vamping till you get back.
My dog has stolen a cat's play toy from somewhere.
Is there a cat anywhere nearby?
Several houses over. And
Okay.
wild strays. But she has stolen a small mouse chew toy and tore the squeaker out of it.
Interesting.
She's walking around with the carcass in her mouth.
Ah, yes. The urge to kill.
I must.
The urge.
Yeah.
The urge to hear small things squeak in pain.
I love with house animals. Okay.
Oddly on topic, animals having the urge to make small things squeak with pain. Very large creatures, potentially.
Yes, yes.
Just to put it out as a potential, I'm not much of a combatant. Where do we draw the line and what we're willing to face?
I'm just going to use all of my lightning spells underwater, and it'll be everyone's problem.
I have some objections to this plan, as I am also underwater.
Yes, you are part of everyone.
Very, very squishy. Have I mentioned that? I am not made of stone. I don't think I could survive it.
I wasn't saying that in character. I hadn't re-deepened my voice.
I have no idea.
Okie dokie. Everybody's back. Time can resume.
Time can resume. You mean time wasn't resuming?
No, because they were just about to kick the boat into go mode.
Oh, I just assumed we were flat. Oh, you wanted to describe. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. So realistically, your conversation with Valen probably took place whenever you're on the way.
Yeah.
Well, Valen and Sanina and Sally use that.
I mean, I'm ready.
The individual giving the orders retreats to a cabin that they're in front of. You all find a seat or some sort of securing as commanded to do so. And then the boat begins to shake a little violently as you kind of start to get the feeling, okay, something might be wrong. And then there's a large whooshing noise. And you find yourselves on a sea of blackness, with small pinpricks of light sporadically placed within the waters.
So kind of like a sea of, like the night sky.
It's a sea of stars.
Is it safe
Beautiful.
to assume this is outside my my bandwidth of knowledge?
Bard. History check?
History check? Oh shit! I didn't know. I was just kind of.
You're a bard storyteller. If I don't give you access to this, what the fuck's the point?
I don't know. Shit. 22.
Exploring new things.
I'm scared. I'm getting good rolls now. That means something's gonna happen later, and it's just gonna go bad.
You've heard a few tales of this, oftentimes involving horrific monsters. Of
Ooh.
the place between places. From
So
what
as
you
soon as we see this, I kind of blanch a little bit. I assume. Oops, sorry. You're going on.
From what you kind of know from the tales, normally, it primarily comes up as just like a go-between. Some of the ones that have tried to explore it end abruptly, and you can assume why. There's also mention of essentially its big seller, which is things that go here reappear elsewhere at effectively the same time they left.
So whenever I was talking about, probably just stuttered, and what skins visible blanches a little bit when we come in here. Just oh no. I'm suddenly much less comfortable with this job.
You hear something begin to whir, and the ship begins to travel. Somewhat peacefully.
Does anybody else recognize this, or am I on my own?
Eric,
Never seen it.
what type of roll do you want us to make if we want to try to recognize it?
It's more of like a thing from a story. So it's akin to like what you as a human would have heard of, like hags and things like that. It's fairy tale.
Fairy tale, got it.
You have some idea, but it's all shrouded in miscommunication, and that can't be realness to it.
Never seen a night sky so dark before.
It's not a night sky.
I know.
Yeah, the black is
But it's
pure
still-
black, and the little
Valen?
pinpricks are
Uh,
barely illuminating.
Valen, I think you're much deeper in than we expected.
Actually, this kind of tracks.
What? You expected this?
Not
Level?
this exactly, but
This level of things?
listen, you know what they've been doing? Assuming it works 1-to-1, they're effectively causing someone over there to be able to do things that they shouldn't be able to do. So they obviously have a certain amount of power to them.
But here of all places,
Here's a rare one. Haven't gotten any of this since some of the things that I read involving scary stuff.
I think scary stuff is understating a bit.
Well,
backing out just would have been good to
how
know
do I explain
was
this
on the
without
docket.
crossing a line? Scary organizations. Factions? Factions.
I stand by. This goes a bit beyond scary. Not backing out. I just wish I knew this was on the docket.
Well, if you actually get within their good graces, kind of gesture around like, hey.
not sure what to be involved with them at all. This seems like one of those things we tamper with when we really shouldn't. You've heard what I've heard. The beasts are just truly titanic proportions out here.
I'll be honest, my knowledge on it is shaky. At best. It is pretty though.
Nothing I've heard of ends well here. They all end drastically in the same way.
Well,
Very
normally it's just
abruptly.
they disappeared and never returned, in fairness.
In fairness, usually I would agree there's the possibility of something more, but in these situations I think it's unfortunately a bit self-explanatory on what happens.
Well, hopefully we
Especially
shouldn't be
the
after too
odds
long.
I really hope we're not. I don't plan on shuffling off this mortal coil just yet.
I believe the navigator, or whoever that was, said we had a couple hours. So, be comfy.
Yorick's going through the equivalent of finding out you're afraid of flying while you're on the plane. It's great. It's wonderful.
There's no time in the present to learn you have a fear.
Fun. Just fun. This will be great.
Anything for the couple hours, or
Sit back and watch the stars.
Enjoy. Don't have a panic attack. That kind of stuff.
Can someone explain to me how to swim?
not here.
Very difficult to do in dry areas. I just put up a small silent image of the motion of somebody floating and the motion they would go through, but
A
it's
lot
about
of
the
it
best I
has
could
to
do
do
right
with
now.
natural buoyancy, the air inside you. That said, with something like water breathing, it may not exactly work that way, so it's more of a propulsion type thing. You get a theoretical analysis on how to swim. Whether or not that'll actually help you whenever the time comes is yet to be seen.
Oh, absolutely. The best help. We're providing the best help, Eric. I don't know what you're talking about.
What else can you do? Okay, you're on dry land.
I wish we were on dry land.
Well, where you're standing is currently
Oi.
dry, and you also do not know if that water
Oi,
is in
boy.
fact wet.
Whatever you do, watch yourself and don't let anybody get you off this ship.
Okay.
Just as another random moment to them on the back for any of the people that might try to backstab. Don't let them get you off the ship here.
Passive perception's average is like a what? 12 in this group.
13.
7.
We have great passive.
Passive.
Where's mine 7 or 8?
Mine's 15.
17 on who's that?
No, I wish 17, 15.
Okay. So, like 13-ish.
Oh, sorry, 8. Yeah.
Jackson, you're just watching the water stars just kind of do their thing. Everybody else, you kind of see off in the distance by one of the railings a kind of schmarmy looking gnome having a conversation with a dwarf, and it looks like the dwarf is like showing off an item of some kind. And then the gnome just hits their hand, and it falls into the sea of stars, and they very quickly vanish amongst the crowd, being chased by an angry dwarf.
Well, that's gone now. suppose it's a good way to dispose of anything you don't want evidence of.
Given the option between that or the bag, I think I'd take the bag.
Well, one's being eaten, one's being cascaded out into nothingness. That is nowhere.
Infinite nothingness as opposed to complete destruction.
Especially because I don't. Oh man, I can't say that part. Probably. Never mind. Oh.
About another hour and a half-ish passes, you hear the same little buzzing, klaxony thing. Then a voice pops on. Alright, where we need to be. Get yourselves away from the ledges if you don't want to fall in. And then the ship will again begin to shake a bit more than you're comfortable with. You'll hear the same poof noise, and then you're somewhere on the river. You can't see land in either direction.
Oh, fun. This is fine. Right?
Yeah.
No way this could end badly, but I look forward to seeing how it goes.
Got any stories about sea monsters we need to know?
Oh, I don't have time to share all my sea monster stories. And I
Yeah,
would say I would only tell you the ones that are applicable, but looking around at the literally infinite stretch, I think
There's
they're
a lot.
all applicable.
Alright,
if you see an
adventuring
island,
parties.
it's not a-
Line up over here, you'll get your water-breathing potions. We're going to lay anchor. The anchor has rungs along the chain, so you can in fact climb back up, so long as you don't, like, break them like an idiot. As of this point,
well, that's it.
you're all on your own as soon as you get your things. Good luck. And may the best group win.
They're even treating it like a competition here.
You see a bunch of the groups begin to line up and get their shit. And then just jump.
Come on, let's get our shit done.
Let's go get that, indeed. Getting in line to collect our stuff.
Yeah, and as you get into this line, you realize exactly how many people there are.
Oh yeah, approximately, yes.
Yeah.
At least 17 groups.
You know, the name was Group 17. Were we just the 17th group to not have a name? Was it the bot? Were we the 17th group in general? These all feel like very important questions.
I like to believe that 17 is just their favorite number.
It's a good number, so that's a fair thought.
About a half hour later, it's your guys' turn in the line.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
A lot of supplies.
Very wealthy. I mean, well, I guess if they can afford to do this, they're very wealthy indeed, too.
Well, if people getting a head start.
Of course. But, again, needle in a hayfield. We
You
have
know,
at
on the
least-
subject of very wealthy, they're not supposed to have this type of shit. And the fact that they do means that they could ship anything, anywhere, instantly.
Yep. So those logbooks may not be as useful as we thought originally.
What all are we adding to our inventory, Eric?
You all get 2 potions of water breathing the last 8 hours.
Each one lasted hours?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll also each get a potion of alter self for the purpose of being able to maneuver underwater properly.
Would an alter self just got the water breathing?
Yes, but you're getting both because they want to try to make sure you get back here, and one is slightly more expensive than the other.
Fair.
How long does the altar self last?
I knew a minute ago, and then it escaped my mind and ran away.
I think the original spell's an hour. I think.
It is. This one is a 3-dose potion. Each one will give you an hour worth.
So 2 potions of 3 doses.
Now you get 1 alter self potion. Each potion
Oh,
vial
what?
basically has 3 uses that each last an hour.
Eric, here's a question that, even if it doesn't apply now, may apply later. Are you doing potions requiring concentrations for spells that would require concentration?
Things that require concentration that are cast by a potion or an item are basically the item is concentrating on it. So as such,
it's
it
just
cannot
a
be
okay.
broken.
Okay. It's just a duration effect for us.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I had heard that ruling before. That's kind of scary.
Some people apply it, most don't, from what I've seen.
Okay. Well, shall we get to it? Do we have any...
There's also an offering of some, like, underwater style weaponry. So, like, there's some tridents, there's some crossbows that look like they'll function well enough underwater. Things like that. In case you needed it.
Samine wants a
Yeah.
trident.
Yeah, let's get some trident.
Yeah. What does trident do?
Each person is allowed 1 of each weapon.
Trident.
Trident.
Trident's
Can I
basically just a
they just-
reskin of a spear. It does a d6. It's a
Or
strength
D8.
thing at base, I believe.
D6.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, right.
And these aren't.
We-
They didn't splurge on these.
Yeah. Do keep in mind you can't sneak attack with the Trident Max.
Unless she
Why?
throws it.
Unless she throws it, I suppose. Well, you have to have the finesse property on a weapon normally. A finesse weapon or a ranged attack to get sneak attack. And a trident is not.
Now, if you want to have a primary weapon of a trident, someone could probably make you one that would work for your shit. Because it's
Yeah, that's
effectively
fair.
just a d6 weapon, and we can flavor it however the fuck we want. But these ones are just...
Standard mook.
yeah.
Question. Harpoon.
If-
How much ammo do you get?
Effectively,
Harpoon?
they're just giving you some relatively normal crossbow things that looks like they've just been kind of fiddled with a bit. To where they're a little bit more of a contained object than a normal crossbow might be. Your normal bolts will work with them. If you need bolts, they'll give you 20 for free.
Don't you have that really funky hand crossbow?
Yes, but they don't need to know about that.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But,
And that one will go the full 120 underwater.
I don't know.
That's awesome.
It's,
I don't know if
it's
it'd
just
be
an
useful
eldritch.
for me, but I want to grab one of those crossbows.
Okay.
Do I have
Underwater ones.
ammo for my crossbow?
Your
I'm assuming I
crossbow
do.
that you stole
Was that-
is magical. It does not require ammo. It just fires a
Amazing!
bolt of magic
That's it.
that far.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. I
Is the
think a
crossbow
trident.
a hand one or a heavy one?
They have the larger variants if you want, but unless you have the crossbow expert thing, I wouldn't go for that. Just because that's 1 attack around.
I don't think the small guys can use the heavy crossbows normally.
I'm a goblin.
It's built by
paladin.
gnomes.
Don't tell me about my rules.
You are still
I
the
mean-
small.
Technically, book rules, yes, but could they also make one that's adapted? Possibly so.
Also, yes.
We're in the Sea of Stars, brother. We just went through the Sea of Stars.
Actually,
I think
no,
we can
no.
work out a heavy crossbow for a small race.
The answer to that is correct. If you're wanting a heavy crossbow, you can have one. However, you are still subject to the loading penalty.
I'm just gonna grab a trident because, well, just grabbing it, looking at them, well, even if I can't use it well, it's good for a pie bar.
Plus, tridents are just cool.
But
Could I get a dagger for someone in case I need to cut loose something loose down below?
do you not just have daggers?
This is the first weapon I've technically owned in 6 years?
I'll let one go for a gold.
I was just asking Valen or the
Oh,
group.
Valen will give it to you for free. I thought you were asking the supplier.
No, that's what I said. I asked the group. I'm not buying one from
Yes,
him.
Valen and his bag of infinite daggers will reach in and hand you a dagger.
So what else do we have? You said a whistle or something?
If you do not have a method of contact, they will hand you one. It's basically just a whistle for a quick thaumaturgy effect on it. That's gonna make it really fucking loud.
Yeah.
I assume it's unique. Is it like on the surface, or is it like supposed to be a unique one that works underwater? I have to ask in this situation.
It's
because-
branded for like its aesthetic on it. For more just like a for mercenary use kind of dealy bob on it. And for some quick explanation, yes, it still has to be used on the surface. Basic whistle rules still apply.
Right, so just test it. I could make a whistle with prestidigitation then.
Not one that's enchanted to be loud as fuck, in case you get sent like several miles downstream.
You make a hard bargain. I'll take a whistle.
It is given.
Kind of hope I can keep this afterwards.
Now, we're swimming around for all this stuff. Is there like a vial of ink or like some type of like basically a smoke screen for underwater type deal
Not being provided.
not being provided?
That would have been something in the city to look for, huh?
Do I see
So-
it in the boat?
No, you don't see a random inkwell.
Hmm.
Alright, so we got what we got.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I think we're about as ready as we can be. Do I have detect magic?
Reiterate, your harpoons are a d6, your crossbow is a d6. Your harpoon can be a d8 if you use it with both hands, I think.
Yeah, tridents are like that, I think. Yeah. Spears. Tridents are literally reskinned spears, so yeah.
Yes.
Don't open that.
The underwater effective range of the physical crossbow there is... Blah, blah, blah. I kind of actually do need to find this.
Which crossbow?
I didn't think anybody grabbed the larger one.
If it's a hand, it's 30 feet. If it's a light crossbow, it's 80 feet, and then a heavy one's 100.
It's built for underwater stuff. This one goes out to 60.
Okay.
Specifically underwater.
Fair. No, fair. Just was offering the standard one for you.
Alright. Which potion do you guys want to do first?
I'd say let's start with the water breathing to search until we actually need something for our altar self. Because the altar self seems to be working for a shorter term. Might need it for more intense things like once we locate it and getting around creatures.
I'm thinking like a quick getaway.
That'd be quite a good use for it, I think, too. Any objection to that plan?
So I guess I'll just sink and wait for you guys at the bottom, right?
Or we could just grab onto a rope and all sink. Or actually, I do would suggest, let's all climb down. Let's all go down to the same spot, whether it be with a rope or climbing down the anchor so currents don't get us too far apart.
I thought I was gonna sink because I have like some type of heavy set of armor.
Correct.
Only,
You're in light armor, aren't you, Ray?
yeah, I'm only instead of leather.
Correct.
So, either way, let's make sure we have something
Oh.
to tie us together so we go to the same spot.
Being underwater in this is gonna be hella uncomfortable.
Me and 17 are gonna sink a lot faster than the rest of you.
That's why I
Uzan,
said we
are
have
you-
something to tie us all together.
Are you taking one of the crossbows?
No.
Are you sure? It's free. It's free weapon and ammo.
Wisdom frog in the background, tell me, should I grab it?
It screams with rage and for blood. That means violence is an option.
Alright, looks like I'm grabbing it.
Okay. You get 20 bolts. Your effective underwater range is 60. Which is a lot.
Yeah, it is actually.
Is that just a handle?
It'll deal d6. Just in case you wind up in a situation where it's like, well, you haven't had your alter self potion, and the thing is significantly faster than you. And you can't touch it with your stabbing arm. Because throwing things is out of the question.
I live for a
Well, a dagger would do its normal 20 feet. Everything will still do a short range, especially tridents and daggers. They're really good underwater.
I got magic.
It made
I'm gonna smite the water so it can travel through the water to smite someone in a distance.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna say it's gonna travel through the water, then it's gonna travel to you first.
Worth.
How'd you break all your teeth?
Right,
I smited
right.
water.
Huh?
Just, it's like set a grenade off the water, just compacts on them.
All right.
That would suck.
Should I cast light on anything before we go down? Or leave it for the dock.
Well, light would give us something to see by, and it would make us very noticeable for being hunted. I say let's do it.
All right. I will now have a trident of light.
Alrighty
Grab
then.
some rope. While he's doing that, I'm just grabbing some rope to loop us all together, so we can just all jump and go down to the same areas.
Fair.
Wait, does our robot get potions?
They start to, and then they kind of withdraw their offers of like, it is a robot. You can't have these.
Yeah. He's also part of the group.
So
Which
what you're
means he should
saying
get the
is you
same
want to
supplies.
get the technicality of the extra shit for the robot?
Yes.
That's a good business move. You also want a crossbow and a trident too.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Sure.
here.
What the hell? I didn't get my trident yet. I was only given this tiny crossbow.
I didn't think you want here.
Yes.
Fucking
I shall rule the seas.
whatever.
Yeah.
He's special, it's okay.
Obviously.
We'll keep an eye out on him.
You recognize the more the frog screams at me, the more I have to bring in frog.
I'm sorry. I can't stop it. It's raged. Knows no bounds.
He's like this every night, Eric. He's been doing this for the past 2 years.
I've attacked you with frog exactly once before, Matt and Rain.
I know. I don't want to do it again.
It is rogue.
So, let's not come across another frog. I was a crazy wizard whenever I first came across it, and I had a giant meat shield.
I know.
And he still tried to eat, like, my non-meat meat shield.
It spent hours on Dave, literal hours in game on Dave.
But Rain, you're the frontliner now.
Listen, I'm gonna go down like a jalapeno when it comes to these frogs. Like, he's gonna eat me, he's gonna be like, oh, and he's like, I want more.
But why
Make it
specifically
Spitfire.
jalapeno? What makes you spicy?
It's the smite.
Flaming, right?
I was thinking like, I'm just gonna jab him in the tongue as I'm being swallowed.
A last
Scary.
act of defiance.
Searing smite.
Flambéed.
So it sounds like you guys are tying yourselves together to an extent, and then you're heading directly down from the boat along their anchor chain. You're not going off in a random direction or anything like that.
We kind of can.
Okay.
If we're tied
Because
together, we
the
can
two
go
heavy
forward, so-
people. We're kind of stuck.
Yeah, I don't know how well, say, Eric, that's up to you how far we drift.
Well,
Yeah,
you
like,
have
I just did it so we kept together.
big robot, and so if you're
Even
going
then,
directly down the
heavy
anchor,
current.
he's
It's
kind of
even then, just to say, on a heavy current, it could really move you if you want.
Yeah?
so straight
Don't
down.
underestimate water currents, they're scary.
Guys, I'm assuming up the water breathing potion, and then you all
Oh, of
take
course.
a plunge.
Yes.
You go down into the water. Visibility is poor. Like you can maybe manage 30 feet max.
30 feet visibility.
Cool.
Better
Does the
than I
light
expected.
help?
The light helps for a bit, but this just kind of keeps going down.
It
After,
just keeps getting darker.
yeah. And as it
Lot-
continues to
lot of-
descend, it continues getting darker. Say what?
Can I count to see how far down we're going? Count time.
Well, kind of, sort of. After probably about 5-ish minutes, because sometimes you guys do catch a bit of a current. It's deep as fuck. You guys are along the bottom. Basically, the only light you really have is from the trident.
I just have to say, Eric, Matt is terrified of this thought now.
I turned on the
Oh,
ominous
oh.
music as soon as we got into the river.
Just so you know, the thing I shared in Discord, it's for your froggy bud in the background.
You didn't put anything
Don't-
in Discord.
It was loading.
Okay.
There we go.
I guess I'll see it when I see it.
Alright, time to start tridenting the sand.
Looking around in your immediate area, you do begin to find debris from a obvious shipwreck of some kind. Basically the bigger, heavier things that didn't drift very much. And you see some of the other groups, like, darting in between bits of, either flotsam or jetsam. as they're darting around looking for things.
Well, they're already down here looking too. Well,
We're looking for a small orb, right?
small orb, but I would guess. Oh, come
Voices
on.
are a bit garbled.
Okay, a bit garbled. So we're
So
still
communication
audible.
is going to be difficult, especially during combat.
Yep.
Point at head. Point at Yorick. Point at head.
Yeah, that's where I was actually going with this too. Just to open with message of,
Okay.
just to give to each one the thought I had on the ship of just, yeah, an orb, but I'm gonna guess in a crate or a box. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here at all.
Unless the box
Probably
broke.
in something extremely sturdy and very obviously not meant to break.
Hmm.
Maybe not obvious. We're dealing with this level of espionage. This
Time
level
to
of
go
funding.
poke a ship.
Time to go deal with the ships. Stay within eyesight of each other. No?
Out of curiosity, do I float?
Right now, you are utilizing a water breathing potion, so all the natural buoyancy of the air within you is kind of not.
Gone.
So, no.
Okay.
Alright, let's I guess I have the Trident of Light. I will lead us towards one of the boat fragments.
Alrighty, start investigating the sunken ship.
Indeed.
Let the person with a -2 for this stuff
I was just gonna
lead
help,
us
sir.
towards it.
You have the light. I can't lead, but I can help direct.
Well, he has the light. He can help. He doesn't necessarily have to direct.
Okay. That's what I said. I'll help direct and do all
Yeah,
that.
No,
I got-
I have the
I'm
light.
decent
I'm just walking forward.
He is-
Because we're like underwater, can I just like ride on his back? Since like I weigh like a third of what I normally do.
If you want to.
You
Easily.
weigh nothing to him.
I'm just gonna hold on to his back.
I'm holding on to the robot.
He every now and then does seem to have a little bit of problems just because bottom of water
Oh.
source mud. But
I was
he's
gonna say,
trucking
how
through
mu-
pretty well.
How mucky is it? Like, how far is our bot sinking?
He's probably up to like mid shin equivalency.
Gotcha.
But he's also heavy AF.
What are we talking about movement speed here?
Aft, I assume.
Halved for the most part.
Yeah.
But that's just because swimming, really. Except if you're trying to flunk along the ground, being very heavy, which I imagine one of you is. You have You basically have to spend, it's halved, and everything costs an extra 5 feet. Which isn't good for someone who only has 25.
Half and costs an extra 5 feet?
Yes.
So I can move like 3 feet in a round.
Well, no, you aren't made of stone.
Okay, I thought that was the general one for everybody. I'm sorry.
No, it's for the heavy people.
The ones who the muck is trying to eat.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. You, buddy.
But there is
Jackson
an
like a-
incoming investigation check.
I have a decent one.
Hold on. Dogs. Okay, go.
Okay, since Stonewall was helping me on this one, right? Can the other two also look while we're looking in one spot? Like, as long as we stay within sight?
Stay within rope distance of each other? Yeah, if the other ones want to helm a looking thing of their own, or one help the other, they may.
I want to look.
15.
A 15 on Jackson and Yorick.
Yep.
That was with
I think
advantage, me.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
We know my
Do you,
luck, man.
wait, is that with your? You have your Jack of Trades added onto everything, right?
I did.
Okay.
I know.
If I'm rolling for looking, what am I rolling?
Investigation.
Investigation.
God damn it! No, I'm saying like that too. Eric, look what you've done.
Well, let me tell you. Uzak did not see anything.
12.
Okay, so Uzat's trying to examine some things. You basically just find a bunch of fucking mud. Sanina, with your 12... You're got a what? Like a 12 too? Jesus,
You're
what
got
the
a
hell?
15.
Hold on.
I got a 15. What?
Eric, we've been over this. We're not a good group for looking for things.
I know that, but someone's literally playing with a fucking horn behind me. If anybody else just heard that.
No.
All I heard was frog.
Frog is very distracting.
It's okay.
Can
yeah,
I,
there you go. The frog is covering for any issue
Can
you're
I
currently having.
passively look around?
Well,
I think that's what your check is for.
yeah, this is more of an investigation thingy. Your perception is trying to keep bigger fish from swimming along and carrying you away.
Can I passively investigate?
No,
That's 11.
past investigation is not a thing. Sorry.
I feel like
beyond.
I feel like I'll at least be mistaken for as a rock, so they'll attack the next thing.
Yeah, but you have a pretty glowy thing on you, which is very interesting.
It just highlights
Yeah, but
me,
that's
though.
a stick. But that's in a stick, so it'll take a stick. Then,
I don't
then I'll
actually.
have to cast.
No, it doesn't highlight me. It definitely highlights him. What am I talking about?
Exactly. So, I think you both got a 12, right?
I got a 15.
You got a 15. Okay. Sanina, you're looking around in the muck, and well, you find some dead people.
Nice.
It looks like they were just part of the undertow, I believe it's called, and dragged down here.
Oh fuck.
When we see the undertow, we say, let's go.
Yeah, that'll do it. No, that'll definitely do it.
Yorick,
Ironically, they did not all float.
Yorick, you find much the same. You see some crates that it looks like someone else has either gotten into or has been looted. As in, they're not broken, they've actually been opened. And the contents removed.
Interesting. Probably from
Oh,
other
chest
people
was-
searching.
Is there anything on the dead people that I would want?
You can look, but you are kind of aware other people have been here before. They've probably taken most of what you might want. On this one, there's just like desiccated body stuff. Yo.
Bones!
I don't want to touch it.
Is there
Take
any
their
indication
bones!
to what portion of the ship we were searching?
It looks like the ship done got fucked up. You can't tell.
Okay, it was worth a shot.
Like, there are
just
scorch
occurred to
marks
me that
in
if
the
I
areas around it that you can find.
Can I loosely keep the eye out for something of this importance? Like I know in a lot of old cargo ships used to be kept in captain's quarters.
Keeping a lookout specifically for captain's quarterly type
Like
stuff.
just like as I'm doing other stuff, if it catches noteworthy to me, I know it's a thing that was done sometimes for more important things. They didn't trust the crew to be near.
Understood. If it crops up, I shall tell you.
Okay, just wanted to throw it out there. Might help, might not. This fucking frog is killing me.
Continuing to investigate the area.
You said this area looked pretty clean, right?
Yeah.
Just to the rest of the group, then do we want to move to the side for next certain amount to just follow the trail some that's not immediately been searched? Wait, what are we doing? This one's the message in their head. This is my message into their head of individually to them so that people aren't overhearing, though it's garbled so they might not be able to do it.
Well, your message
They
is
said-
one-to-one.
I know. I mean, if I speak, it might not even. It probably won't be easily overheard underwater. They did say that this orb would attract creatures. So if we swam around looking for the higher density of creatures rather than just searching shipwreck, we might have a better chance.
That's a good thought.
idea.
See any creatures around?
Oh, not immediately of where we're at, I guess, but something to look into, no?
Can
We
we
can
look
continue.
for creatures, Eric?
Looking around, you really can't see much outside of the 30 feet, like I said earlier.
Oh no, that's just I said we're gonna have to start wandering.
Yeah.
How good is my hearing?
Your hearing is quite good, which lets you hear when You've seen enough magic. What you're thinking is probably a thunder spell of some sort comes off
Oh no.
a little bit farther away.
At least there wasn't a lightning spell.
Ha 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 ha.
I meant oh no to the person near thunder.
That way.
And then you see a
Yep.
few smaller blasts of light off in the distance. In the same direction that the thunder noise came from.
Yep, that way.
Worth a look.
Okay. Head off in that direction. You find what looks like one of the other adventuring parties. Someone else in the distance holding a lighted object, which kind of helps you make out their shapes. It looks like they're fighting a group of fish people of some sort. And very quickly just obliterating the poor sods.
The fish
As
people
a
are
babe.
obliterated, or the
The fish people are being obliterated.
okay.
Oh. Help the fish.
Looking
people.
around, listening. Are there any other
Dunno.
creatures in there, or does this seem more desolate of a region? Like this was just more of an anomaly versus a heavier population of things swimming around.
Kind of looking at things from what you can see, it looks like their group happened upon a group of like 5 or 6 fish things, and then they just kind of.
So it just seemed like bad luck. It seems like bad luck, not like a lot of things to an area.
It doesn't seem like you found the hive.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Just to
Are they
good to
looting?
know to look for those.
Are they looting the fish people?
They're
Trying to find something of use.
Let's
All right.
keep one.
While they're doing that, let's get ahead of them.
So yeah, let's keep wandering.
Okay.
I personally am just saying, yeah, we're wandering looking for other creatures. It was noted that it would attract them. We're looking for
Any
higher
creatures or
density.
more shipwreck?
You go wandering through, you find more shipwreck. This one's kind of like down a muddy hill thing, to where not everyone may have found it immediately. it has that feel of like maybe no one's been here in a minute.
Well, worth a
Nope.
shot.
Did they tell us how long the ship had been crashed, or was that just left out?
The ship crashed just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did get that. We got that bit from either Valen or them. I don't remember, but we did get that bit.
I think you got that from Phelan.
Mother, I just realized what ship this is. Matt did. Sorry.
Oh, the frog
Okay.
that someone has posted has a cat. You realize you are not strengthening the argument for not sending the frogs after you.
You know, it's worse. This is good land for them.
It's pretty good land for frog.
But can I get one of those things to assist us that I can't say on stream? Because I'm pretty sure it would get you in trouble.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at the Discord chat.
If it's the pixie
No.
thing, then probably not.
No, the other thing.
Angry frog.
No,
I'm not seeing anything else from you.
no, it's in the same block as the pixie thing.
Oh, fuck off. No, I can already
Can't
say
say
that one.
I
man.
see.
Can't say it.
Yeah, let's not.
That's definitely be pushing it.
Key and Peele did a wonderful skit on it.
Anyways,
Okie dokie. So you found
yeah,
All right.
another area.
want to take a look to the rest of them? I mean, no
Just-
harm in taking a look, I don't think.
Does this look older than the rest?
It looks the same age. It does look blown
Okay.
to fuck, though.
Hmm.
Like, everything doesn't really
Wonder
look
what-
old. It looks violently placed here.
Wonder what blew this up.
Okay. I'm sorry, Matt just had a panic realization, but we can't have it as you are.
Wonder what happened here.
Something violent and destructive.
Would you like to investigate the area so we can roll some dice and see what you get?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what we see.
Hmm. I wonder if they were carrying something that exploded, or if something else exploded them, or a combination of the both.
Alright, am I making a... with your help there, Stonewall?
Yeah.
With your assistance, Stonewall?
Let's see if I do any better on this one.
And then those two go off
Just
on
poke
their own.
Just
Damn,
poking her.
I can't see shit today.
17!
Just poking the spear where your points to look at stuff.
Man, I didn't take the light cantrip. Kind of feeling like... Actually, no, I don't think I can as a bard. Never mind. $17 on my end.
Okie dokie. Who's that?
That's a solid 5.
5.
But what is Valen doing?
Sanina. Basically, he and the robot are making sure no giant fish come up behind you guys and eat you.
Yep, that's
Okay.
kind of why I didn't worry about it.
18.
The Overwatch he seems to be putting himself on usually.
Yeah, the character controlled by the DM is not taking point in doing things, otherwise I'll feel bad. So he is playing guard. Okay,
Nice, got an
18 on Sanina, though.
Yeah.
So, who's that? You find more mud. It's very muddy mud.
Pretty mud. Reminds me of home mud.
Is it
Uh,
quality mud? We
As you're
sell
going
this-
through the mud, you actually do find, like, it looks like a chunk of meat that the mud creatures have been slowly devouring, and you just kind of go, ugh, and kick it away. Yorick, you got a lit?
I got a 17.
17. Cool. You look around and you find an open supply box. It seems not unscathed, but intact.
Well, let's open it up and see what we got.
Okay. I get to roll on the loot table.
Can I, let's see. Can I mold earth to get rid of any, like, sand or just anything away from it so he can just go through it nice and easy?
Okay, I'll just keep that in mind whenever you guys are getting stuff from it.
Yeah, mold earth is very useful for that kind of thing.
Okay.
I knew I'd get to use this cantrip eventually.
No, I just realized after the fact I already said it that I probably shouldn't open just stuff underwater in case it's paper stuff. But you know what? It's not like we have a lot of options.
At this point in time, unless it is in a, like, perfectly intact box, it's probably all gone.
And you said it's not unscathed, so it's very likely not.
It's not intact, but it is, like,
Unopened.
yeah.
It got exploded.
A bit.
Just
Eric, I'm not feeling safe anymore.
It's fine, but you calm yourself.
I can't calm myself.
Inside
Nobody
you find
else panics. God damn it, I gotta panic.
inside you find a small-ish collection of, like, specifically very, like, igneous rock type stuff. So, like, you have some moderate-sized obsidian chunks, things like that. One thing in the bottom, though, seems to be... It's only, like, the size of a marble. But as you're rooting around in the rocks, well, you're not really rooting around in a bunch of obsidian. That would be horrible. But as you're going through the rocks, you kind of put your hand near it, and you can feel it's emanating a heat.
Small, like
Pretty
marble
extreme.
rock?
Yeah.
Like too hot to touch?
Yes. Moving things out of the way, it almost looks like a contained bit of lava. But it's not like contained, it's just solidness.
Okay, I have to ask. Do I know what this is? Sounds like something from like an elemental plant almost.
You don't know what it is because this is more like advanced mining / magic stuff that you're not really... It doesn't really always make the most interesting story.
But
You know,
what a
you're
dwarf-
fair. That's why I ask in case there was something to it.
But would a dwarf have any idea?
Would you like to make a whatever the fuck rock check is? Because I think that you have, like, innate proficiency with some of that shit that you might want to utilize now, if never again.
I think they just.
Do you want me to use Arcana?
I thought that, like, one of the race things
I
for
don't know.
dwarves was stonecraft. No, wait, you got a half dwarf.
Yeah.
In that case...
I don't know. Magic Rock was why I went with Arcana.
Yeah, this
Also,
is more of a
stone
figuring out magic rock.
Yeah, and then stone cunning's just advantage on the checks for rocks, actually.
Yeah. That's why I asked Arcana if it looked like Magic Rock.
Go ahead with the Arcana.
That sure is a Magic Rock. I get a total of 13.
13. It's not a magical effect on it, you don't think? It looks like it's just from somewhere where rocks do that.
Special kind of rock. Don't know what it'd be used for, but it's neat. Hey, wait, do you have, I don't suppose you have an empty vial or anything. Wait, we have an empty vial from... Roll it into the vial of the empty water potion.
If it'll fit.
Would it fit, Eric?
Barely.
What is it? What's it doing to this glass? Because that's a thought.
The glass is okay, the water around it is boiling.
I don't think we can carry this safely.
Well, not
for
like
us.
the water outside the glass, I meant like inside it and getting to it. It seems to be contained in the vial enough.
Okay, never mind. Then.
It is,
I was just
however,
concerned
acting
about-
as a heater on you.
Well, considering how cold it is down here, probably
Yeah.
not the worst thing.
Not bad.
Okay, I'll put vial of lava rock.
Hot tub.
And you also have all that other rock stuff in case you want it.
Question.
Yep.
How much is it heating up the water? Like enough to where it causes like a slight amount of steam?
In the area immediately around it, it's basically causing things to boil, much akin to like an underwater volcano would.
Mini
But
geyser.
yeah, but
No, it's just a
having it
little hot.
contained just basically raises the water around it by a few degrees to where you're not like freezing to death.
Okay.
It's nice to
Vial
have.
of lava rock down.
I don't know. Let's take a few obsidian chunks or whatever it is.
Okay. You want to put that in?
I'm
in
assuming
yours?
you guys
'Cause
just
I'm not
want.
grabbing it as Yorick.
I'm assuming you
I
guys
can
just
add
want like
it.
some baseline good-sized chunks of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Yes.
let the guy with stone skin grab it because Yorick likes having his hands not flayed.
Wise. Except whenever he goes in there to grab a particularly juicy-looking piece, and it just shatters because stone.
Yeah, that happens.
I didn't think I'd be able to grab that hard.
You're underwater, things are a little weird.
I'm not that strong.
Durable. Well, no, dude,
I'm really
obsidian's
not a strong character.
Obsidian's not durable though.
It is not.
No,
He's brittle.
I didn't want to try and crush it though.
But you learn your lesson after that one, then you get the rest of them in there. Perfectly fine.
Life, I mean.
Yeah,
Selena,
Minecraft is great.
with your roll,
Yeah.
you find a dead body that has a backpack.
Wow. I look in backpack.
Inside the backpack, miraculously intact, you find what appear to be 5 healing potions.
Sweet.
Loading the body more, you find a coin purse.
Sweet.
It has 100 gold.
Sweet.
But how many people they've sent to the death down here?
Every time you see a
5
body, I
healing
think that's a
potions?
potential.
Yeah. They're just a 2d4
That or
plus 2
part-
kind. But 5. There's also a lot of broken glass in the pack, so there was probably more at one point in time. But oh well.
And it's the what kind?
2d4 plus 2
2d4
kind.
plus 2.
Cool.
Now you should have 15.
Yes.
Do not share.
Never.
But continuing to look around after that, you figure that this is probably all you're going to get from this area.
Moving on.
Onward.
Upstream,
Interesting
downstream.
question.
Go.
Does it continue to steep downwards of a hill?
Looking around it, yeah, actually. If you weren't being somewhat careful with your footing, because you're obviously in a treacherous place, you may have lost it and took a tumble. But, yeah, it looks like it does continue downward into more murky darkness.
Just look to the others of, well, fortune favors the bold. Currents push it to deeper areas. What do you want to bet?
To the depths.
To the depths we go, like the sane adventurers we are.
You begin your descent into the depths. Descent into depths, turned it into descent.
Like,
Interesting.
like the deceit-
Our deceit into the depth. Because we have like
deceitfulness.
Or deception. Or
I would like to bluff the depths.
I see.
into madness.
You begin to very somewhat carefully pick your way down because the last thing you want is a mudslide down here.
Nope.
And as you're doing so, obviously some other adventuring party's fighting something else. You can hear a overwhelming boom as something goes off somewhere.
I think we continue along our path this time.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
Ignoring him. Not important.
thunder magic seems pretty popular.
You know, it's a surprising choice for underwater. It makes yourself even more of a beacon.
Those fish people are gonna be extinct.
Was it the nasty fish people I'm thinking of, Eric? Like the Sahagin or something like that? Would I recognize them? Because if so, I don't feel bad.
Would you like to make an insight check to see if you
An
know
insight?
what it was?
An insight?
Insight. A moment of clarity.
18 plus 4, 22. God damn it. The rolls are good right now. I know. When's the luck's gonna change?
It didn't seem Sahagin. It looked more
Oh.
tribal than that.
Oh. Interesting. Tribal fish people. Oh, just dead stop to the rest of them. There might be a village of fish people nearby.
Not if the other people get there first.
I mean, we're going down deeper. So we might find it.
Let's
Or I might
try.
not. I might be overthinking it.
Plot twist. Did they steal it?
Let's try talking with. Let's try talking first.
Of course, I'd love to talk with fish people, especially the ones that they are more tribal. They might actually be more willing to talk.
Rub-a-lub glub.
Blub, 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 blub.
The question is understanding and talking to them.
Under the sea.
You continue your descent downward. What was the highest passive amongst all you guys? I forget.
I have 15.
15.
Understood.
Unless Valen has no.
Keeping an eye out if that means
Not
that
really.
helps any.
Well, I'm assuming you're keeping an eye out. It's just a matter of what does that translate to?
Well, we're actively looking for more creatures. That was kind of the whole point of coming out this way.
Well, passive actually assumes that you're like keeping an eye out. Otherwise, it wouldn't have the caveat for Ranger of can do other stuff and still be passively whatevered.
I miss Captain Bufort's passive
32.
and his ability to see a mile.
Okie dokie. This, as you are descending, apparently you found some actual, like, cliff equivalent, and the way down becomes significantly more treacherous. Athletics checks from everybody.
Oh no.
You're attached via rope, you should be fine, but some of you are very heavy and could weigh the rest of you down.
18.
Are we more rocky now than mud?
There's a fair amount of sediment. It's more of like a gravel at this point in time, though.
4.
19.
Alright, it's fine. Even if you fail, you're getting drugged regardless. 22.
I'm just between
Sorry,
you and robots, so
21.
I'm stuck here regardless. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
With the heaviest members of the party both getting above a 20 in this, you guys make your way down okay enough. There are some times where some of you kind of lose your grip, but then you realize, oh, I'm underwater. And then you just go back into formation. You come
Well-
upon... Go on.
Nope. Just well enough. Just fall and then just. I'm just floating between people. This
Is
is
the current any stronger or weaker down here?
The current is weaker down here because you're not so much in the actual flow of things right now.
Oh, yeah, right here. Shoot. But shit, that's going deep. We might be stepping out of the main river flow.
Look, we're going to the plane of water, okay? We just gotta find the right spot.
No, that's a bit too north. Think I don't have a portal to it already set up? But you guys make it down this almost cliffsidey thing. And you find yourselves in a bit of a plateau area. You can see some estranged bit of shipwreck here. But it seems like there was some sort of a avalanche or mudslide equivalent, and things are buried pretty hardcore.
But are there creatures?
Moving around here right now, no.
Do we want to spend some time just filtering through some muck to see what we can find, and then before moving on?
I can mold some earth out of the way.
Just to
Molding
give it a
earth
chance.
and making an investigation check again. Across the
Sure.
board.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Get to it.
Let's see if I do better this time.
Take that advantage, Matt.
I did. Natural 20 for 24.
Understood.
17.
Understood. And is Uzat solo looting again?
I want to. Let's see if I'm doing any better. Hey, an 18.
An 18.
High roll with all round this time.
Okie dokie. Okay.
You could use teamwork and get higher.
Well, realistically, Sanina and Uzat are kind of finding the same thing. Yorick found the secreter thing. So with Jackson moving stuff, heavy sediment and things like that around, you guys come upon the dead body of what appears to be a large sea serpent of some sort.
Ooh.
Nope.
It looks like it's been destroyed and somewhat eaten, but due to the thing burying it, it's actually been pretty well preserved, in case you want to go looking for other stuff inside of it. And there's also some scales that, if you really wanted to, could probably be used for armor, but they're not quite as durable as, say, like a dragon proper or something like that. That said, though, they look pretty cool.
I do want to.
We can sell it.
I do want to try and scavenge some of the scales.
Okay. So, Nina, are you going for anything?
Can she take a tooth?
Easily, without making a roll. It's not gonna fight you any, and they're there.
I want a tooth.
Take as many as you can carry. We gotta sell shit and get back.
Yeah, put them in the bag. We could sell stuff like this. Seems rare enough.
She's gonna gather as many teeth as she can fit in her
Hey,
bag.
Sanina, I would like for you to make a survival check.
You all want one from me too?
Well, you're just getting skills, right?
I'm gathering as many scales as I can.
Okay, so yours is more for quantity then, so sure, I'm gonna
Grab
go ahead
it
and
and
make a check.
grab it in hide if you can.
But Sanina is actually going to, like, an open orifice.
It's gonna bite you.
4.
4. As you are in there trying to get teeth, your knife slips, and it's not a critical failure. Impacts the side of some weird organ that it has. Immediately there is a jolt of electricity running through it and you, which deals
Ow.
10 electric damage to you.
Oh.
That's fierce.
Everybody else sees her suddenly glow blue.
So Nina, take whatever you just poked. Carve that out.
No! You do it!
Eric, I just rolled a nat 20 for a 22.
If only you were not just simply going for scales.
I'll look at I'll look at York. She doesn't want to get the thing. Let's go get the thing.
If we must, I can try.
If it means anything,
I'll
I
get
wanted to
back
loot
to-
for other stuff too, but
I'll get back to your specific item that you're finding in a moment.
Oh, I'm still going for something.
Yeah, there.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, but it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Is that you grab? Probably just because you know it's useful. You know you can make shit out of it. I'll give ya. It's a big creature. 30 pounds of scales.
30 pounds of sea serpent
More than he
scales.
weighs.
That's not more than he weighs.
I don't know how much he weighs.
Probably like 50. Just kind of bulky.
I also wanted to like search around it and inside of it too. I wasn't going for the teeth, but I definitely wanted the scales and to see if it ate anything.
Well, if that's the case, then you're probably up there whenever Sinina goes. And then
So 10 zappy damage.
you take 6.
Take 6. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, it happens.
Yorick, you're excavating stuff over there. And you actually do manage to find what appears to be part of the captain's cabin.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Kind of going in there as much as you
the
can
logbook.
kind of manage. I'm assuming? No? Okay.
I was gonna say the
There you go.
logbook thought is in mind for this.
Uh,
I bet it's waterproof at least to an extent if they're gonna be on the ocean a lot. Or the water's a lot.
I'm gonna turn off the light for a second and just see how far we can see without it.
Okay.
None.
None?
You turn off the light. Immediately now that the light is gone, you can see some vestiges of the creature kind of begin to emit a light glow to them. Additionally, up and above you and along the area that you've gone through, you see some other bioluminescent things begin to light up. Actual seeing things, though, it's a bit of a shit show.
Does it look like there's any lights from any other parties around?
Lights from other parties down here? Not at the moment.
Alright. Turn light back on so York can see what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was different.
I'm like, is it?
Smart.
Yeah. Oh, that was beautiful, actually. Keeping that color in mind for prestidigitation, that kind of effect.
But you're going through this place. Make a additional investigation check.
The stone won't count for assistance in this one.
Yeah, he's still there helping you along.
18 total.
18 total. Okay. So since you kind of have that thought in your head, logbook, you do find a logbook. Sadly though, it looks like it's been blown to pieces. Like, you can see it, but it looks like it was ground zero at something very violent.
So there's nothing much.
It's effectively useless. Like, maybe someone could magic it if they tried really hard, but that's about the only thing you think you can manage. That said, though, they may not know that.
Take it.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt to take it, the logbook, just in case. So damaged logbook.
Or the captain's journal. One of the two.
I'll put damage in front of it though, still, so we know what's up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sea captains are like religious about this. Some things.
But what else do we have in here?
That's the thing I was getting to. As you're going around in here, you find kind of a quite long, very, very sturdy lockbox of some sort. This one is intact.
Celine can pick the lock.
That's actually what I was thinking about.
Selena kind of busy.
Actually, shit, no, I don't even remember that Sinine can pick locks. I was drunk. Oh, shit. Okay.
Wait, how good does the lock look?
The lockbox looks immaculate. The lock looks like a lock, but gauging by the lockbox, probably pretty
decent.
scary.
Any chance it's trapped? Or magic?
Can I check for traps or magic? Eric? I mean, if not, I understand. I'm just checking to see.
I don't think you have any equivalency of check for traps, really, for like a thieves' toolie thing or something like that.
Well, checking for traps, I thought was like investigation normally. Disabling traps, I know is thieves.
It's an either or in both. It's one of those
I
things.
poke it with the trident.
Okay.
Just a little poke at the side.
You poke it with the trident, the lock, or the box itself?
The lock, just a little poke on the side, not like a thrust, just a little bit.
The lock is
Nudge,
kind of
nudge.
built into the box, but you poke it, it doesn't care.
Give him a shrug.
Should I try?
Might as well try now. Unless you want to carry this entire thing back with us.
I'm just trying to think. Would I have known Sanine's decent at lockpicking? I don't think I've seen her do anything when I'm sober, but I'm asking to see if I can avoid.
You've been traveling with her for a very long time. You're under the understanding of her basic abilities.
Okay, so I will just let's hold off and wait for Sanine on this one. She might have better luck than I will.
Anything else in here?
Take a look around.
Actually,
Was that
in
the-
here, not really. There's no body of a captain. It looks like they were probably somewhere else, you're assuming. And in here, it's a little bare bones, except for a somewhat broken box. Which, going over there and looking at it, seems to be just a gold repository.
Well, what the
Oh.
heck up here? Is there any in it?
Money box. Inside the money box, there's actually about 1,000 gold.
Shoot. I'll denote that down for right now. We can split it up later.
Okay. Only these were used in big purchases, so actually it's 100 platinum.
Okay, 100 platinum. That actually makes it easier to transport, though.
Yes, it does.
A hell of a lot easier.
Sanina or Uzat, whichever one of you wants to helm this thing. Make your survival check, try to, I'm assuming, get the shocky thing, because that looks interesting.
I rolled an 18.
Is Sanina helping?
I'll help.
Have advantage?
Man, that's not a lot of room to roll advantage on.
You never know, though.
Well, I did roll and got advantage, but it was for 19.
So you got better.
I got 1 point better.
Hey, 1 point can be a big
Feel better.
You're trying to salvage the, it appears, electrical grand of some grand sea creature. Every point counts here. Especially whenever a fuck-up means instant pain.
And we still have to gut it.
Are you planning on eating it?
No, the stuff inside of it. Creatures eat people.
I mean, this
Creatures eat people. And
valid.
if
This
those
is
people
true.
go in there, they have their loot.
We're determined to make a profit, even if we don't find this sword.
quick whatever of it, just from like what you guys have unearthed. If this is the entire creature, then it goes a hell of a lot further down. It looks like it might just be a piece.
Oh,
But does it have its stomach?
Not here.
No.
so that saves time. Hold on.
But Uzat, you're sitting there and very, very carefully trying to get this thing cut out. And
Does our robot have a chest cavity? Sorry for interrupting.
does he have a chest cavity? I do not believe so.
Or any kind of cavity.
I do not believe so.
He has a
I
tooth
could have.
cavity.
You stated.
He has
just
a
checking.
sweet tooth.
Uzat, you, through very careful manipulation of your knife and daggers, get this piece out.
So,
Holding it kind of gives you that weird little feeling you get whenever you're slightly too close to a whole lot of electricity.
my hairs are standing up underwater. So what do you want me to call this? Like a serpent shocky sack?
So long as you know what it is.
Alright.
And it's terms that let me know what it is. Or you remember where you got it from.
But I got the whole thing, right?
You seem to have. The bit that was there. You don't know if this was its primary thing, if this was some secondary thing it had, or what the hell is up with it, but you got something that makes do shocky things. After that, Nina, I'm assuming you collect some teeth. You can have as many as you want, really. They're not going anywhere, and it takes a lot to fuck up and break them.
How many teeth they got?
Oh,
Many.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna count them.
I mean, touche.
just put mouthful of teeth on the inventory.
Well, taking all of them would exceed your pockets.
That's true. That's fair. We have a bag of holding, guy.
Can I take some of them? I'm just gonna loot the whole entire thing if I can. Just shove the whole thing in a bag.
Just taking a bunch of teeth.
Just quickly becoming Monster Hunter all over
Hey,
again.
30 of these teeth are mine. Cool.
Pretty sizable teeth.
Are they? How big are they?
You're a gnome. You have smaller hands. Each tooth probably about as big as your hand.
You two,
She will take 10 teeth.
let's see. You and Uza don't have the biggest carrying capacity there.
I have a handy haversack.
He does.
A knockoff of it.
Yeah, you have that, so you can just shove a lot of stuff in there. You just can't carry a lot of big things.
Sanine takes 10 teeth and gives the rest to
Who's that?
Uzat.
All
I'm
right.
gonna roll a d20 just to see how many I grab. Let d20 go.
That means you can have more.
14.
You have a haversack. I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah, but I don't want to fill it completely up.
You're not gonna
Yeah,
fill it completely up.
If Sanine makes a dagger out of one of these teeth,
It'll deal a
how
D4.
good?
It'll just be a really cool dagger.
Yeah.
Cool.
Most daggers deal a D4. That's not a bad thing about them. But if you make something from something special or something like that, you can theoretically imbue it with additional stuff. You have reasons to do it.
You can also sell it for more.
Yeah. But nobody really
Fill
cares
your
about selling things.
Fill your sack up. We can empty it later at a market.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you guys are in Kinklegrad. If you decide to sell things, oh boy, money, money, money.
Oh, that's
That's
true.
fine.
Alright, might as well.
Wait,
So-
you guys weren't even thinking about that? I thought that was the primary thought process.
So,
That's why I've been telling you. You grab shit.
We're stupid.
Nah.
So Yorick and Jackson, you walk outside, or relative outside, and
Yeah.
you find those two just excavating this thing's mouth.
As one do.
I'm gonna leave that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sanine,
Yeah.
we require your expertise and proficiency in lockpicking. And I will show her the case.
What a wee little box.
Are you dragged away from your...
Wait,
Butcher's work.
is this a-
Unless you guys want to carry it the entire way back.
Hey, Valen. Will you get over here for a second, too?
Keep a look on 17, Bay, and then I'll floop over towards you.
This is just in case something in it could be somewhat sensitive to water, to just grab it and shove it in the bag so it doesn't break down.
Fair enough. Let's see what you got here. Go inside. Shove them both box. Okay. Okay.
And I will provide any help I can to Sanine on this.
Do I get any help?
Because I may not be trained, but I am a bard, and that means...
Inspiration.
You know what? Yeah, hold on. Just, yeah.
So,
A bit of bardic inspiration to Sanine.
so
for
plus
this.
6.
Well, just
Uh,
in case, I'm gonna kinda... And Valen will cast a magic spell on the box.
Hold on, what's he doing?
Bardic Inspiration's a d6, right?
Valen's
Yeah,
casting a
so
spell
you can
on the
roll
box.
first. Yeah, hold on, let Valen cast a spell real quick.
Okay.
It might have an
Well,
effect.
Matt, isn't yours a D8 at this point?
Oh, you're right. It is a D8 at this level, I think.
Okay, I've done my job. Hopefully now it won't explode.
That's always useful.
When in doubt, dispel magic.
Yep, I don't have dispel magic. I have setting. It is a D8 at this level.
Okay.
I remember from last time.
Because I'm providing the help action.
How many teeth did I end up grabbing?
23!
How many you want?
Do you want to use the D8, Max?
I did.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no, that's stupid. I did, wait.
I mean, I want a shit ton of them.
It's
You get a shit.
it's a dirty 20 without the 8.
You could. Well, you got to decide to use it before we know if it succeeds or not. You can't
Well,
go.
I know,
"It
I'm
failed,"
just,
and then-
I'm just thinking.
Okay, I'm just.
I'm
throwing it
thinking
down.
out loud. It's a dirty 20 without the 8.
But you've
Without-
already
And
rolled
with
a
the
D8.
8. Yeah, with the 8, it's 28.
You know, you roll a D8. Did you roll an 8?
I did.
Shit. Okay.
So you've already spent it. There is no circling
Yeah.
back or assuming now.
Yeah, I'm mathing out.
Okay.
So 28. Geez.
So
I
who's
forgot
that?
to add my actual thieves kit part to it.
Who's that much akin to Valen's bag of bottomless daggers? You have acquired a amount of giant serpent teeth.
Ah, beautiful.
Now, if you gotta sell them all, I'll have to give a number to it. But if you're just using them, that's a nearly infinite supply.
But can I
Yes, we're
use them
gonna
as
step-
daggers?
Do what?
I mean, they're pretty much
Daggers,
already sharp.
arrowheads, bolt tips, all kinds of stuff.
I just
Kinda
feel like
like-
I'm in combat, just chuck one of these teeth at someone.
Yeah.
Like, fine, a dagger, like, that's scary, but you throw a fucking giant tooth, like,
It's not really weighted very well for that.
It's not
You could shake
sharpened.
someone
or
with
weighted.
it.
Doesn't really have a good handle, you know.
It's awkward.
Gotta add that on.
Anyway, 20 fucking 8. Hell yes, I knew I should have waited for Sanine for a reason.
Also Valen, because dispel magic.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think about it because it didn't happen.
He just exists as utility, okay?
I
You,
know how he felt.
you go
He's
over there.
utility. He's utility, a plot device, and someone for sending the bully.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
terrible.
God. That sounds so
And-
cruel when we put it like that, doesn't it?
And I appreciate him.
I love him. He's helpful.
Sinina, you're working
Now,
at the
full of
lock.
sweet good love.
It's some time, and then you just kind of... and it opens. There appears to be some additional symbols on the inside here, but they're inactive.
Okay.
Inside this container, you see what appears to be a large scepter of some kind. With... Effectively, it looks like it's missing something on it. And the size of the little, like, empty space is about approximate to the size of the
What the
item you're
lava
supposed to
rock
be
is,
finding. No. It's significantly bigger than lava rock.
Okay.
Missing slot. Maybe orb?
Alright. Magic
That's
stick.
it. Valen, do you want to store this in your bag there so it's out of prying eyes?
Yeah, okay, sure.
We should be storing everything in the bag, frankly, so they can't really just steal it from us easy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but if they know anything's
Or
in the
have it-
bag, then they're just gonna take it, turn it inside out, and then I'm gonna lose everything inside.
Or we'll
Yeah,
figure
but
out where they are because they just explode themselves with daggers.
It keeps us. It keeps it out of visible sight. Pool.
Yeah. How big of a scepter? Like, scepter could be from like just like a foot little thing to like a 3 or 4 foot thing.
It's a human-sized scepter for like the standard height of them, so it goes actually about 5 to 6 feet.
Okay.
It's got a big fucking foot-long inset in it, though.
That's missing about the same size and insert of what we're supposed to be looking for.
Yes.
The spear. But is the spear in here?
I didn't see anything else in there, but
Is that all that's in there, Eric? Just the
That is in this area? Yes.
It
in
must
that
be
one chest,
part-
just the scepter.
yeah.
The chest that has the scepter, the money, broken as fuck logbook, and a corpse head.
Well, I can't. It seems like we're on the right track, at least, though.
All right. We just gotta find where it's stored separate. Or taken separate.
Well, if I had to guess, I would say that they would have stored these two items relatively near each other, especially if they were supposed to go together.
That's why I think we might be nearby. We might be on the right track.
So, well,
Further down go.
I imagine that bit of grisliness outside, we can probably assume that got here at about the same time this did, so wherever it went might have been lost in the same mudslide. If we keep looking around, we might find something.
Further
You know-
down we go. If anyone finds anything, I can clear out the sand.
I'll keep lookout. We've been alone for slightly too long down here, and I don't like it.
I'm sorry, Eric. I missed that bit with I have to adjust my headphones. What did you just say?
I'll keep lookout. We've been alone down here for slightly too long, and I don't like it.
So, just a fun little thought experiment here. They mentioned the orb attracted creatures. Do you think? And I'm gonna look. Does this look like something that could sink a ship?
The
The creature.
yes.
So I just want to make sure. I'm not trying to assume. So, what
Like,
do you think the chances
Comparative to the actual like captain's quarters, this thing's head roughly equivalent, if not a little bigger.
are? What do you? So what do you think the chances are? This had something to do with it, with all the blast marks earlier found in the ship.
Lightning can scorch the metals and woods.
That seems pretty likely.
Just throw it out there.
Well, if someone had the orb and it ate them, and then it blew up, and the rest of it's down there.
Ooh, it's possible. Hopefully, something this size is territorial and wouldn't like others if it's something this similar nearby.
As much as I hate to say this, if there's some sort of because right now we're obviously in some sort of undersea rock formation, right?
Well, under river rock formation, but the point
Is there a
equivalent,
difference
yes.
when it comes to this particular river?
I don't know.
The answer is no. But maybe it fell in a hole that something that big just couldn't follow it through. I might be speaking hopefully. Gonna go back to God.
Just
Well-
wanna look at him. I just want to look at him with the. Do you think we would have such luck?
Valen, if you're right, it's probably under mud.
In the sentence there? Okay.
Yeah, just to that as he's walking away.
So whomever wants to head the continuing investigation.
I've got the
Okay.
light.
19.
19.
10.
It's okay. I can do everything but combat.
Jackson's just kind of lawnmowering the muck and dirt around. So, with that happening, Yorick, you're on the lookout for basically anywhere where the orb may have gone. In the process, the captain's little quarters actually ends up kind of getting reburied just because where do you put muck? Has to go somewhere.
Yep. Well, a lot of it, if it's once it's loose, will just carry off in the water. But some of it, yeah, I see.
There's not much of a current down here. You're at a weird little plateau area. It goes up. You're basically in a little circle.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, that makes more sense now. Sorry.
Okay. Listen, I know what everything looks like, but sometimes I don't share.
Well, I think we should just go straight to the middle.
I think we should keep an eye out. I want to take a second before we move, though, just to listen. Because, how to put it, something big in the water, or a lot of some things of decent size will make a decent bit of noise. I just want to take a second and actively listen to make sure nothing's right here like Valen is.
You practice active listening. You expand your awareness around your current form. You hear a light gurgle from somewhere. You're hungry.
How long have we been down here?
By now, probably about 2 hours.
Jeez.
You're very thankful for your little lava rock.
I am. Yeah, no, seriously, yeah.
Okie dokie.
Okay,
I could cast a spell down there if you'd like.
let's just keep moving close together.
Continuing your investigation, Valen called it right. I know, I'm sorry, it's something I would have said as the character. You do find what appears to be the entrance to a cave formation, cave formation.
Well, keeping in lieu with that thought of that tribal earlier, are there any markings around the cave that might signify something like that?
Around here,
it
you just unburied it from the muck, so anything like distinctive has kind of been lost. Searching the actual walls, though, with the investigation check you made, you do see some indentations that look like they were put there on purpose, but as to their purpose or actual design, you're unaware.
Well, just keep it in mind for the rest of them, though we did of the thought of the people that seem tribalistic. Other than that, I think we should go in. Fun. That's Matt thinking.
Continue inside the cave. Well, if it's any consolation, there's less muck in here, overall. So the water's a little bit clearer. You're kind of still held back by, like, the light. And you don't really know if that's causing some other things to notice it or do weird things.
I've
But
thought
you
about
can,
it.
but there's less of like a murky sandstorm everywhere. Murky muck storm.
Hey, Storm, do
Sure,
we
let me
know
know
if
if you
things are
want to
glowing
turn it
down
on.
here? What'd you say?
I was just about to say, let me know if you want to turn it off, but
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to see if there's anything glowing down here like there was outside?
turn light off.
You turn the light off, and for a moment, the entire party is just in pitch black darkness. You wait, and slowly you begin to see, opening up along the cave walls, these little bioluminescent flower or maybe clam or fish type things. Can't really tell, they're one and the same with the wall. But as they continue to branch off and
Are you looking
Glow?
for weird barnacles there?
taking the cue from each other. What?
Oh, you said you looking for the weird barnacles?
Well, they're kind of barnacles, but it's got like that fish waviness to it. Fish
Sounds
slash
like an
plant waviness to it. It's thin
Sure,
filaments
look
of
at all the
stuff.
stuff.
It sounds like
Sure,
an
look
enemy.
at all the stuff you have to add to your show.
I will definitely be thinking about this. This is definitely a new side, a new experience for all of that.
Before too
Can't say I've ever
long,
been.
except for the area immediately next to you, because it seems that your direct presence is still causing them to shirk away. The cave is illuminated in a largely green and purple color palette of lights.
There you go, Sunny, a new collar to dye your hair.
Hmm.
It's gorgeous down here, though. If nothing else, this alone was worth the effort of coming down here and looking.
I mean, we got a free trip.
Exactly. Free trip, found some things. Potentially some leads. Valen, did you see anybody potentially following us?
I've not, but that doesn't mean they haven't.
So 17 fits down here.
Yeah, it's a bigger cave. Now that it has been illuminated, though, you can look off and kind of see that there's a lot of different ways you could actually go, and it'd be probably very easy to get lost. But you can tell that there's like the equivalency of almost a main area that's big enough for him to go through. The rest of them, though, maybe not so much.
Eric, does 717 have a sister unit 818?
This is information that is confidential to the proprietors and operators of the original.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we go off to any of the side branches, I suggest we tie ourselves off to 17 here, and where we have a line back. Wouldn't do to get lost, and we should definitely mark the exit with something.
Yes. Splitting up seems like a good idea to cover more ground, but a bad idea on monsters.
When we have who knows what down here.
Oh, I'm sorry, you found the mouth room. What count?
Joke's on us, this is a mimic. All of it.
Dun dun dun. Oh fuck. Please don't make that joke. We haven't had a mimic in like 4 years of game. Like,
So
3
far,
years
I've
of
only
game.
threatened Uber mimics.
Nobody's used a
I
mimic
have
in, like,
used a
3
mimic once. I ate someone. Well, almost.
I don't think I was there for that.
You were not.
So what? How do you want to mark things to?
Is there anything like a more stone part of the wall near the entrance we just came through?
The
Like,
walls
you
are
used,
largely stone, except where they're living organism.
So can I just put a mark down with prestidigitation on one of the walls to mark this is the exit?
That won't last forever.
It lasts like an hour. Well, unless one of you guys have something better to carve into it with. That's what I got. Or wait, actually, I'm not using this. Can I just actually find something to like dig in and wedge the trident right by the exit? That won't be there.
Brute force the trident into, or between some rocks near the exit.
Yeah, just so we know which one's the exit in case we have to swim out quick.
You can do so with relative ease.
Couldn't we just light the darts and use a crossbow to shoot? And like use them like glow sticks?
Light so
Not
much
dark.
isn't the issue at the moment.
Yeah, I was say it seems like it's lit up. It's just curvy tunnels underwater.
Well, no, like that's what I'm saying. Like you want to like, we'll use them kind of like breadcrumbs.
Because
That way
light
we
can
can-
only be on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And when you cast it on another one, it ends the previous one.
Well, even with that, like,
If you want
The
to
second
shove
we
a
go
bunch
around-
of bolts into the wall, I will not stop you.
I don't know.
I just offered the rope because it's a simple, easy one. And
We already have rope around it.
Right, remember your splunking training, damn it. Keep it on
rope.
it. Yeah, we could do that as well if we want to just mark the way like that. But I suppose actually, if we just go down a tunnel, as long as we don't have too many other options and turnoffs, we could actually just go down a tunnel.
Prestidigitate the muck off myself. And 17.
They nod appreciatively.
Prest. Get it off the others too if they have any on them.
The answer is they did.
Alright.
So just want to go down it and mark turnoffs we take?
Works for me.
Okie dokie. So, marking your paths along there, are you basically sticking to the larger thing because Robit, or is anybody going exploring?
I think you know that answer, Eric. At least on my end.
I don't know, you may be gripped with abstract terror and don't really want to explore, because water's
Well-
scary.
Matt might be slightly spooked, but Yorik's interested.
Okay. Okay, so there's actually a
I
lot
think
of
other
random
people-
turnoffs here. So, picking one at random and kind of looking in on it, I need to generate it for your very eyes.
Matt,
What?
you know what's worked. You know what's worked in Star Wars.
I'm not a Force user.
No, but fate might guide you.
Then the fortune teller's in the other group.
No, but you can still pray to the gods and see what are get.
Okie dokie.
Not.
Okie dokie.
Spin the light trident.
Well, that's grim. Alright,
No.
Yorick, you start down another one of the paths, and in it you can see a bunch of, like, shelves cut into the rock. Going over there and looking closer, you can see a lot of bones in the shelves.
Bones in the shelves?
Yes.
People bones?
Humanoid, but wrong.
Potentially fish people then.
Potentially fish people.
Shells with both, like, fused, like, grew into them?
Not shells, shelves.
Like a bookshelf
Eric.
shelf?
Shelvy.
Eric,
Yo.
are there any holes in the ceiling that go to different places?
From the room he's in or along the main path? Because the answer is yes, that's just different pathways.
From the main path.
From the main path, yes, those are just different pathways you can swim along and have the same amount of random whatever the hell.
Let's take a ceiling path. If I can swim up like that, even.
Are you stonified?
Yes,
The answer
always.
is
I sit there and jump a few times and try to swim.
The answer is you have to wait for myself or one of the others to come back and do it.
Okay.
no. But Yorick, looking around, it looks like this is where dead people things are laid. And like,
So, I'm looking at a former graveyard almost, it looks like.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And then you go back and you see Jackson jumping. Sadly.
York, try going up.
Okay, I'll try going up. Keep in mind, we might end up running into people. I think I ran into a kind of graveyard.
Oh. Just be respectful. I think we might be fine.
Yorick, you travel upward.
Yeah, apparently.
Am I missing?
Oh, yep, let's do it.
Let me see. Okay. You go up. Your head crests air once again.
Oh, shit.
You have some violence because of the water in your lungs, but after a
Yeah.
moment, you're fine. And then, kind of looking around from what you can just kind of make out, it appears to be another storage area of some sort, but this time, dry.
Like, what kind of stuff is being stored here, maybe?
You can't really make it out from your current location. You'd have to up and outside to really investigate it.
Well, let's take a look.
Okay. Pull yourself out of the hole. Begin to look around. Are you lighting anything, or is this just dark vision?
I don't have anything to light. Unless you make me, unless I'm allowed to make that a small glowing object in my hand.
I'll
Go
press
back
the
and ask for
digitation,
Oh, wait.
create something lighty.
I can make a candle and then light it with prestidigitation.
I mean, you can.
So there's that. Let's do that.
Okay. You light your little candle. Walking around, it appears that in here there are more boxes, like from the ship.
Interesting. Anybody else in here?
No.
Any other entrances in here?
Investigation check.
Nine.
You don't see any.
Looking around for something maybe similar to the lockbox I found with the scepter.
Okay. Looking around for a kind of heavy-duty container.
Yeah, like if this is what I think it is, I don't want to take most of the supplies. I'm just looking for a lockbox like that.
Okay.
Or something that would have it.
Investigation check.
Please work with me better this time, Di.
No.
Matt,
Yeah.
use the yellow one from the Lowe's floor.
Yup. 15.
15. Okay. Roll that. Roll that. Looking around, you do manage to find another sealed lockbox. It doesn't look to be of the same, like, heftiness and quality as the other one, but there's a sealed one. It's not that big. It's only like a foot by a foot.
So it won't have the orb in it.
It won't have the orbit.
I'm probably going to leave it on grounds of trying not to piss off Fafa, whatever lives here.
Okay. Sure you don't want to take it anyway?
Why do you tempt me like this?
Because it's loot, man. Look at it. It's just sitting there. Nobody's watching.
The DM is watching.
And I like it when players have loot.
Yeah, I'll take it. I rolled a die. I rolled a die. It's like the wise choice will be 11 to 20. What did I roll? 2.
Okay, now you have a small box. Are you going to
Small
take it to
box, huh?
Sinead and be like, hey?
Yeah, I'm not going to take most of this stuff. I'm going to leave it here.
Okay, so before you carry on, you're getting that box unlocked.
Well, I'm finished looking through up here to see if I'm only part of the way through checking for the lockbox that I'm looking for, the orb I'm looking for. But
You continue looking around the area, you don't find anything that looks like it would be orb carrying. Unless they're going to put it in like a normal box, and that sounds and feels wrong.
that's what I was thinking. So for the moment, I think, yeah, I'm just going to take it on back and call it good there.
Okay.
Eric, we're right about at the time that Max was.
I'm aware and I'm
Funny
getting
day.
there.
I could just check.
I have a beat I wanted to end off on.
Yeah, just come back down.
Okay.
Hey, Sanine!
Mm-hmm.
You want to commit more crime?
Sure.
No, hold out the lockbox. You do your thing, and I'm going to give her another bardic inspiration because these seem important. Lockboxes. You have a D8. Oh shit, I suppose I could also give the help action.
19.
Even with the D8?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I got a 1 on the D8.
19. You sit there, you fiddle with it for a while, and then it opens.
Nice.
Inside, you see... it looks similar to your hand crossbow that you have. But it looks like it has some differences to it. Pulling it out and trying to turn it on like the other one doesn't work.
Hmm.
Does it look? What's the difference? Like, does it look more mechanical? Different kind of like inscription or whatever? Like,
Different color.
just curious.
The crossbow does everything it can to still look like a crossbow. This one has less of that about it.
And more outright.
Yeah. Picking it
Seems
up,
special.
holding it around, looking at it. It seems to be a similar sort of like hold and shoot type contraption.
Gonna
But it's either got some bit bad or bobble that it doesn't have on it right now, or it just don't work.
Does it look like it needs a bolt? No, you just said it outright. Says like, loosely shaped, but fuck it. So probably not a bolt.
It doesn't really have a bolt area.
Something for later to figure out.
Or something to
Well,
look
they-
over whenever you actually have time. And we're not
Yeah,
5
that's what I was
minutes
gonna
from
say.
gotta fucking go.
Would you like to?
Valen, Shove it in the bag.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Don't
Mr.
forget
Bot,
that
got
these
your
things
best
that you're
weapon.
having me store in the bag are there, because I often forget things. Translation. Eric's not
I
actually keeping
will
what he has
keep it
there.
on.
Except if
Why
it's
would you
something
not
from
write?
him.
Why would you not write down something that's in the bag for in the bag?
Because if you guys lose your loot, he won't remember because he's very forgetful. He has barbarian logic.
I've been writing
Matt.
shit down.
You have the notes, Matt.
I know. I've been writing shit down. Only thing I didn't write down was the teeth and scales that the other two collected.
And those are theirs. And most of
Yeah,
them are in
I,
a
I
haversack.
wrote that down.
So, yep, I have done my portion. I've been collecting them.
Okie dokie. Continuing along the cave then?
Yeah, might as well at this point. I think I've dived some to the side.
All
Let's go down a little bit further.
You continue along
Take
the
the step.
cave. Go on.
Take the best in the bag too. We can sell it.
Oh, I kept both lock boxes in my bag
Okay.
because I never know when a lockbox might come in handy.
The small one you can manage there, the big one's definitely in the bottomless bag, just because he's big.
Okay.
Continuing along the main path. Hey Matt, you ready for a blast from the past?
Oh, no.
You
Frog.
No, it's not.
That'd be
oh,
death.
no.
you eventually
You did
come
it.
across another pool of water, like an area where you guys can surface and crawl up.
Is this
Oh,
where
man.
Dave just wandered around?
No, that was a different place
No.
entirely. But amazingly,
No, but
cultures create similar things whenever they create things. So are you guys leaving the water?
Might as well.
Okay.
Keeps the way forward.
Through some variations of teamwork, because cresting water is very difficult when you weigh 1,000,000 pounds. You guys,
I have gorilla arms.
yeah. You have gorilla arms, and there's a fucking robot who's very strong. And then all of you together help the robot who's very strong.
Exactly.
He can jump. And then us help.
You pull yourselves out of the water, and looking around after the coughing fits cease, you realize that this area is bathed in a bit of an ephemeral light, less soft than the light from the organisms in the cave. Looking over, you can see in a dull yellow glow cascading around the entire area is that giant monster head outside, seemingly animated but created entirely out of this dull yellow energy of some sort. And immediately underneath it, you can see a dull green orb. That, let's face it, basically fits the parameters you were given.
The thing.
Yellowish energy, you said?
Yes. But drawing your attention away from the animated dead head there and the orb, you then see a small village worth of fish people bowing down in adherence to whatever the fuck that thing is right over there. And I'll leave you guys to figure out what to do next, as I'm gonna go ahead and call session.
York, do you have thaumaturgy?
I love Kuwatoa.
Bards don't get thaumaturgy.
I love them. They're so stupid.
I was worried about it as soon as you said it wasn't. It wasn't the fucking.
Now those are just
Segwit.
spears and brutality. These are the god makers.
Yes, and if we leave enough impression on them, it might be a abomination god of one of our characters.
But that's
Why is there a 20-foot gorilla-armed gnome made of stone?
Mind your own damn business. That's why.
It's just off King Konging in the distance. Alrighty. Anything for closing?
Eric?
Yo.
You hate me?
Why?
These things almost killed me last time. Every time we've met them.
Matt, everything we go to almost kills you.
I know, and I don't know how to do anything else.
It could have been frogs.
I had a better time against the frog.
Not really. You spent like 3 rounds stuck inside of it.
I know, but it didn't come as close to killing me as this.
He had Ned to accompany him.
He wasn't alone. Alright. That session. That's it for stream.
Nope.
Until next time. Be seeing you.
Squall.
Well...